We're back for part 2 of Bourbon and Nursing here at Bourbon and Bullshit, where we were joined with 3 nurses in the field, different aspects of nursing, but all some fantastic stories. At this point in the episode, we're pretty drunk, had a lot of good cocktails, and having a lot of fun. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Make sure that you like, subscribe, share with all your friends, and let's get back to it.
Welcome back to Bourbon and Bullshit.
Oh, well, there we go. You see, all that shit she talked about Aurora having a good voice. She out here fucking trying to be seductive and shit.
I'm expecting my W-2.
I was low-key turned on.
Listen, man,
Were you?
you already have one.
Now I'm uncomfortable.
You already have one kid. Can we not do
Can
this?
I leave?
I don't like many
Sorry,
children.
guys.
You can't give me more than one to like, okay? Someone has to
You're
get
only
voted off
getting
the island.
I'm at one and done.
All right, but I'm letting you know that I will only... Someone has to get voted off the island. You have to pick which kid I like if you have a second one. You can't. I won't like to.
I'm done.
Oh,
that is enough.
But I know. But I'm letting you know if you ever fuck up and have a second one,
Okay.
one has to go.
You ever fuck
It
up?
won't happen.
All right.
One has to go.
One has to go from my like list. I won't talk to the other one.
This is Sparta.
I won't talk to.
Just kick one off the ledge.
Yeah. Every time, like when I call and one of them wants to talk, both want to talk to me. Only the one I like can get the phone.
Flip the coin, children.
Yeah. Figure it out. Like Sonia only has the one that I really know, so that's the only one. We
I
get the
got
steps
3
up.
technically.
I know that's what I'm saying. I only know the one, so that's the one I like of hers. So,
And girls.
Oh, rough.
God forbid I ever had a kid, because I know she's gonna be Hispanic, gorgeous, and fucking just a handful. For all the shit
Spicy.
I've done in my life, no, there's no way I want
You
to
would be cursed.
I do not
I
want to.
wasn't even bad.
I don't.
So I'm like,
I
what
was
happened?
terrible. But
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what happened?
that's what I'm saying. Imagine what would happen to
You had a
me.
good one.
But she's 13. They're all bad at
She has
13.
her
Boys,
moments.
girls, everything's bad at 13.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's really not bad.
Not bad.
She just does
Just
stupid shit.
I was a piece of shit at 13. Not a piece of shit. I was dumb at 13 because I was
doing
like, I know the world.
childish things.
I know everything. I barely knew how to wipe my ass at 13. Fuck that. No.
Ew.
No, I know it. You know what I mean.
Ew.
Not like really not know how to wipe my ass.
Ew.
That's
It
how you
takes
get like.
time. There's grown ass men that don't. You know, men come to the hospital with fucking skin
Your
marks
ass
out there.
is dirty,
That
sir.
is- that is
Skin marks smell like
disgusting.
straight shit, and it's like
You have E. coli in your blood system.
Let's be 100% clear.
Hmm.
I'm a grown ass man who has a bidet, so we don't fuck around in this house.
Oh, they fancy. We should have known. He's bougie.
Shouts to the bidet.
Only because I don't. You know, we're not doing this.
He's
Where I
like
take,
the one time if I ever have to end up in an
No,
ambulance.
let's do it. This segment is called Code Brown.
Code Brown is actually that segment.
I know.
But shouts to bidets because they make sure that everything's right.
My husband has the bidet on all.
Pretty
of the
much, people,
toilets.
wipe your ass.
Yeah, wipe your ass, but
Please.
Some wipey,
you've got
something.
water, wet wipes, do whatever. Fuck, I
Take
don't,
a shower.
Do what you need to do.
It's 2024. There's no reason to have a dirty asshole.
No reason.
Really?
Like there's literal
No
fucking.
reason.
There's a whole aisle like for that shit, and they give you even wet wipes and travel wet wipes. So if I need to take a crap at work, you have options.
Wipe your ass.
Wipe your ass well.
Good.
Shout out to Poopy Gone.
Poopy gone.
Be gone.
And
Poopery.
And poopery. Poopery. Shouts to
Poopery.
poopery.
Poopery, shout out to Poopery.
Especially when you have a high protein diet and a 110-pound fiance that goes in after you, want to make sure that the poopery is used.
I feel like that was some fucking shade.
No, my fiance gets.
Him.
Bought me
He's saying like if
potpourri.
he goes after, if she
Oh,
goes
I
after
was
him.
like,
I was like, who's
bruh.
doing what shade?
What shade? I'm talking about me. Did I shade myself? And
She's
you
confused.
do you
all the
do you
shit,
feel
man.
targeted? Do you-
She thought you were talking shit about.
I don't feel
Rosanna.
targeted.
no, I'm saying about me.
I know. She just didn't pick up what you were putting down.
See, that's the problem.
Late to the party.
Like the book club that she didn't know about.
That I wasn't invited to?
It's because
Yes.
you're late to the party.
Oh,
All right,
here we go.
So we're gonna go focus now. Code Brown. But first, I want to talk about this bourbon that we picked
Oh, God.
and why I picked it. So we have talked about Booker's before. So for those who have not heard, Booker's is one of the few barrel proofs from this distillery. So this is the Jim Beam Distillery, has a specific distiller. And every year they release a specific run of it. So there's always a story. So it's a mix. So Booker's Storyteller's Batch is made up of barrels from 4 production dates that were aged in 4 different warehouses. The breakdown of barrel storage is as follows. They give you kind of the background of it. But the story is this 4th release of the Booker's Bourbon 2023 collection in Booker's Batch 2023-2024. This batch is named by Booker after Booker No, the father of the master distiller. Now, this one is going to be unique because you have no idea how or what is in this. But it's a Jim Beam distillery. We talked about it before. So tune into some of our previous episodes to get more details about Booker. But I only wanted to bring it out because Sonia requested bourbon. She's like, hey, we're going to do this. I want to do this right.
We're about to burn.
And Sonia bought this for me for our engagement party. I found out later on that she was asking one of my friends, hey, what doesn't G have for bourbons? And gave him a list. So not only did she go out of the way to find me something special that I did not have in my household, she did it secretly, so showed even more that she cared.
Oh, don't get it twisted.
Now Sonia being sweet again.
And
I'm not sweet.
And she was one of the last to leave my house that night. We stayed, talked, bullshit a little bit. Yes, I was drunk, so I was bouncing around. She's like, we're leaving. You didn't say. I was like, oh, no, stay. My drunk ass wanted to talk to Sonia and JC all night. And they stayed for like 2 hours after. So shouts to them for being part of it. And I wanted to make sure I shared it with her. That's why notice I didn't open it until she was here.
I noticed.
So we're going to try it. Amanda, I'm telling you in advance, it might be tough for you.
Okay.
For you, not me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
So you're gonna try it first, Amanda. We'll try it at the
Why
same.
me
We'll try it at the
first?
same time. Cheers to Sonia being sweeter than she makes believe she is.
God damn it.
Cheers to Sonia.
I don't like that.
Shout out to Sonia.
I'm really
to being
not.
sweeter
Yeah.
than she claims to
All
be.
right, I'm playing. All right, to being a good friend.
I'm an asshole. I'll be a good friend.
And this
though.
is just a sip, right?
yeah,
Just
we
sip.
just sip on this. Don't check it.
I actually really like this. I really, really enjoy this.
That burned my lips.
Burn my lips.
It burns, but it's smooth at the same
That
time.
burned
Like
my lips.
All right, Sonia, what do you think of the one you requested?
Oh, fuck.
I'm not gonna drink that very fast.
My chest is burning.
If you had some congestion, it might clear it up. You got a cold? Fuck Robitussin?
Forget the tussin. Forget
right,
the
so-
bourbon.
Yeah.
So you want to do the nerdy dorky thing?
What is
What?
So the
dirty-
bourbon dorky thing is you're supposed to like smell it.
like wine?
Yeah.
I ain't smelling that.
You're supposed to smell it.
It's gonna clear.
You're supposed
Nasal
to
passages.
move it away,
This
smell
ain't
it
fucking
again.
wine, guys.
No, it's
I
not.
know, but
it
I'm
smells
just-
better than wine.
Nah.
I'm telling
It
you.
does.
I don't want to
just
smell it.
just
It's burning
Give it-
my chest.
It's still burning.
Yes, it is still
Get-
burning.
I made you 3 delicious cocktails. You're gonna smell it. Pick up your glass, and just go.
It smells good.
Actually, it doesn't smell bad.
It really doesn't. It doesn't smell like as strong as I thought it would.
It doesn't smell bad. And then take another sip.
Nah,
We're going to.
And then you're gonna take another sip, and then you finish the drink.
I'm in tears. Hold on. All right, hold on. Don't look at me.
Yeah. It's still gonna burn.
I know it's gonna burn.
Might
It
be.
burns the lip first.
You'll be fine.
Because that's what it touches first.
My
Yeah,
esophagus.
that's how like the body works. I don't know.
Esophageal varices.
the Jello that we were
Explain.
talking about.
So no bullshit though. Like if you want to, you could put like a cap full of water in it. It breaks it up and makes
Nah,
it
that
easier.
shit's gonna make it more to drink.
But it'll be so
More to drink.
that's also how physics works. Like, I don't know how you, like, I'm glad we're
That's
doing
gonna
this.
add to my glass. I don't need anything added, thank you.
Okay, I'm just saying, like, as someone who's trying to give you options here, like,
He's
I
trying to
don't
help you.
want any options.
Don't
you want me to
save
take
her.
another sip and it's going to fucking burn.
take a sip.
You should just play
you got this.
Don't save her.
She wanna be saved. Bitches.
It's not my bro. You have taken forever to take the sip. I want to move on and tell you how.
Hurry up and do it. He's trying to share some history. That was a big sip.
Oh God. So this whiskey, if you had to guess the proof, we made jokes about the new generation discovering Everclear, but what do you think the proof is, Amanda? First,
85.
I feel like it's the Price is Right.
now I'm talking about proof, not ABV. We're clear.
Oh, I don't fucking know.
So proof, like so, 151 as context is 151 proof. And
151 is 151.
uh-huh.
Is that how they got the name? Very original, guys.
Girl, where you been?
So, and for context, we're going to look up how high the proof is for Everclear,
Oh, God.
because we talked about it earlier. Don't be mad
That
at me.
gasoline.
100 proof.
So they make it one that's 190 proof.
190?
Yeah,
Oh,
they make
why?
they
That's
make.
straight gasoline.
I'm just letting you know what I
You
didn't
ever see
make
the
it.
guy that does the TikTok and he tries to drink it? Not
No.
once, but twice.
Like a shot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, so there are 3 versions of Everclear. There's one that's 120 proof, 151, 189, and 190 proof. There are 3 versions of Everclear depending on where you are in the world. So depending on who says "fuck it," let them. If they die, they die. Fucking probably Russia.
That's from Rocky 4.
Rocky
Yes.
4.
Yes. If he
Shout out
dies,
Rock.
he dies. So you say, what was your proof? Knowing the context of what 151 is and what Everclear is.
You said 85.
I did say 85 initially.
Okay. You sticking with that?
Your final answer.
70.
Okay.
You went down?
You went down? Do you think
Okay,
it's softer
whatever.
than that?
I don't think it burned as... Okay, I have
But you were
had
saying it-
151.
Wait. She's about to admit that it wasn't as much burn as she
It was not. I'm just older. It
Dramatized?
hurts.
No, I'm saying
dramatized. Yeah.
Okay.
I like dramatized. We know what you
Okay,
meant.
I dramatized. Okay.
She's like, I'm having indigestion.
Okay. I'm just
Just so that I
older
need to
and I had
pets
some
it.
pasta earlier.
Oh, God, the red sauce.
So 70-something%.
I'll say 70.
All right. Sonia, what do you think is the proof? Not the ABV.
I don't know what that means. When you
I
say
don't
proof,
know what that
you're
means
just
either.
asking
I thought you knew, and I was like,
is
I don't
what
want to
everyone
sound like a
thinks.
dumbass.
I was literally just shocked that 151 was 151, and you're like, oh, you didn't know.
Bruh, because everybody was drinking 151 when we was like 18.
I know what the
Because-
drink is called, but I didn't know that meant that was what it was. The
wait,
proof
you're
was.
talking
Oh, I
about
thought
you're
you
talking
knew.
about the same generation who drank Mad Dog 2020, even though
Yeah.
MD doesn't stand for
And
Mad
Four
Dog.
Loko.
And Four Locos.
Four
And
Loko.
We called it
Shout out
Mad
to
Dog. It
Four
was
Loko.
never Mad Dog. It was like something. It was never Mad Dog. It was something else.
Learn something new every
Yeah.
day.
And these
That's called
funny-
it Mad Dog.
Everyone called it Mad Dog in the hood because I'm from the hood and I knew. I was like, why is
The hood.
MD
I
2020?
didn't drink Mad Dog. I drank Natty Ice.
Not Natty Ice.
That was the first beer I drank.
So what was the proof you said, Sonia?
I didn't give an answer.
I know.
I don't know what proof means.
Okay.
She didn't. The ABV thing. Break it down.
All right. So ABV is alcohol by volume.
Okay.
So
I know that
alcohol-
part.
Whatever ABV is half of what proof is, and that has been distinguished because in other countries they use ABV.
So you thought I meant
ABV.
85 is half of.
So if you
What?
said 85, that would mean that
170?
you think
Like
that
170
160, 170 proof,
Right.
which would probably blind someone.
Right.
Blind someone.
You're dead. Your liver just like
Died.
So
Your liver.
we were just saying, fuck.
I'm done.
That's why that's why I was making sure, which I always have to double check.
no. I didn't. No.
All right, so proof.
Okay.
You think 85 or 80, what you said.
I think I said that and then I said 70.
said
I
70.
said 85 and then I said 70. But
Sonia,
damn.
what do you think?
Okay, Sonia.
I play this game because I'm curious what people.
75.
Price is right. Highest without going over. Or you
75 and 1 cent.
All right, 1 second.
1 cent.
All right, see, because you seem to be a little bit more aware of like the proofs.
What the fuck he's talking about?
I would, if I had to guess, I would probably say about maybe about 140. About 140.
140
Proof. The proof.
Proof. All right.
Proof.
So the proof is
70%.
So 70%,
70%
which is what I
ABV.
said.
70%
You said 70.
alcohol.
I don't know which
I
70
said
you
85
first.
and then I
Let's
said
just
70.
tell us the answer. Tell us
Let's
who's
just-
right.
It's 127 proof.
So who's close?
127.
I got
So
that. I said
60
140.
He said
went
140. So
over.
technically, if you, I don't know what you meant. If you meant 80,
She said
70,
I said 85, but then I said 70.
but 70 proof or ABV?
Rewind the tape.
I will. 'cause
Rewind the recording.
I have to edit a lot tomorrow, so I'll be rewinding everything.
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
There's some moments.
You just played one.
So yeah, this is a little bit hotter. So what barrel strength is it literally they don't cut much of it. So this is one of their few of their line that basically they say we're gonna make it and give it to you almost in its purest form. We're gonna age it for I think they said 7 years, a couple months, and we're mixing a bunch of barrels. So it's not just one straight barrel where you would hear the term Kentucky straight, whatever, blah blah. This is they take a bunch of shit and one distiller says I'm gonna put this all together and sell it to people. So it's hotter than normal. And Jim Beam does not make very many barrel strength for like this high proof because they're much more of a commercial brand. Like Jim Beam, you think about all the Jim Beams, Wild Turkey, well, Jim Beam does other stuff too. But they're pretty just, hey, for the casual drinker, not someone who's trying to get all the way turned. So Booker's Little Book is kind of at their higher end, more sought after, like, hey, we're going to give you some shit that's going to punch you in the face and you're going to love it. And Booker's comes out very infrequently.
And love it.
Yeah, people love it.
Who?
A lot of motherfuckers.
Actual bourbon drinkers.
Actual whiskey
Not
drinkers.
this motherfucker.
And for those who wanted to find out what Mad Dog 2020 really was, it's Mogan David.
Not Mogan David.
Yes, M-O-G.
Why did you say like you
Mad
know
Dog.
who that is?
Mad Dog
He
sounds a
lives
little
up
bit
the
better.
street from me.
Yeah. So
You said like you knew exactly who it
So,
was.
MD 2020, often called by its nickname Mad Dog 2020, is an American fortified wine. MD stands for its producer,
a
Mogan
wine?
David. It's a fortified wine, which means it's just higher ABV.
I thought it was beer.
Nope.
Shit
It's a,
is
Different
beer.
wine.
It's beer
Really?
to the common
Different
folk.
wine.
you think that beer, Mad Dog 2020 was beer? That's a bunch of fruity ass flavors. That's like,
It was fruity. I'm sorry. I've never had Mad Dog.
I didn't drink fruity
Mad
shit. I
Dog
drank beer.
2020, Wild Irish Rose. Oh, those
there's
are
something breeze. There's a bunch of shit back in
cheap
the day.
Fruity,
liquor that
chewy
people could get
breeze.
from the convenience store.
I mean, Colt 45 was malt liquor.
From 7-Eleven.
Colt 45 was one of my favorite things. I was like, I don't know why I'm drinking
That's
this.
beer.
Yeah, it's malted liquor.
St. Ives.
It's just beer liquor.
St. Ives beer liquor.
St. Ives?
Beer liquor
Isn't that a
sounds
soap?
ridiculous. I was so confused. I was like, shit, did I miss something again?
I was like, this man talking about soaps? What are you talking about? I'm so mad. Because I straight up looked at you like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You guys, this bourbon is killing our brain cells.
Alizé.
Not Alizé.
Alizé. I don't remember the last time I drank Alizé.
Oh my God. So I went to
Throwback.
graduation the other day and somebody
And they had
was
Alizé?
Elizabeth. Like
What the
Elizabeth.
fuck?
But it was Ali.
That was the name?
Yes. And somebody's last name was Cocaine.
It was Colonial High School?
No, it
Oh.
was in Deland, I think.
First of all,
That's what I was
stop
like,
talking shit
fucking-
about me like I'm not here about my last name, okay? Cocaine.
Cocaine.
But the history about these like bottles and stuff, it's always interesting. I don't really care necessarily about the bourbon itself, but I think it's always fun to hear about like the generational history, you know, like how far they go to make something unique. And most of the people who end up distilling and making these things and learning don't ever even get to try them. Like there's some bottles that are aged like 23 years. Now, like imagine you get into the whiskey game at like 45. There's a really good chance if you're drinking that often, you're not making it to like 70. So you might not even get to try your actual product. Your kids might try it. This one's like 7 years, so it's not that big of a deal. Cocaine. I keep hearing them whisper cocaine. So
It showed me the spelling of the name, and I don't think that it is actually
But it was
pronounced cocaine.
as such.
It looks like cockcane.
There's a lot.
Cockcane is how I would have said that if anybody came with that name. Just saying it.
She said that very aggressively.
focus. Cocaine. She did say that really fucking aggressively.
You gotta enunciate.
So just to do the fucking informational part,
Get it, yeah.
is a Booker's Bourbon is a rare barrel strength bourbon, bottled, uncut, and unfiltered. Unfiltered. So like there's actual sediment in some of the bottles. They focus on a sweet spot where they the center of the rack house where all the temperature, everything. They do this whole science thing where they move the bottles where they're distilling. Have you ever heard of the angel share and the devil's cut? It's a fucking really weird term. But when you pour in, it's like something upwards of like 25% of what they put in a barrel actually gets evaporated. And that's called the angel share. It was just a term referring to like, hey, the angels have to get their share. It goes to the heavens. Bourbon is
It's
that
like
good.
pouring one for your homies.
Yep. So a good amount of what's in a barrel, the longer it gets aged, which adds value to it. Yeah, pour one for the homies. I can't stand you. Oh God, where's that defib sound? Let's see. We go back here. Hold on.
Sorry, guys.
No, you're good. I'd love every single bit of this. It's gonna be such a fucking mess tomorrow. But the angel share is referring to everything that gets evaporated. So you lose a good amount of your production.
I like that.
And devil's cut, because you have to make a devil to it, is everything that gets absorbed by the wood. So there's an actual run of things where you can get a devil's cut version of things where they compress the wood to try to
strong as fuck.
extract as
So,
much
like,
of the spirits as
squeeze the
possible.
wood out?
Yep. People would express as much as they can, but it's like a gimmick. It's not fucking really anything worth chasing. But this gets as much flavor as it can from all the wood and then just doesn't get through the filtration process as much as everything else. It doesn't get as filtered. You're getting as much of close to their pure product as possible.
Interesting.
And that's why it's so high compared to like a regular Jim Beam.
So what was the proof?
127.8.
27.
And it's aged for 7 years, 2 months, 29 days before it was poured into this bottle.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where did you get that from?
Friend of a friend.
Pat's liquor?
She found this. Booker's is hard to get, but it's funny because every year they're not the same.
It's behind the counter.
Yeah, every year they're not the same.
Not locked up.
Yeah, basically because it's sought after. Really, bourbon drinkers love this in Manhattans because when you think of certain cocktails, you need a higher proof to cut away everything else. So you'll still get that whiskey taste, but not all the burn. So a good Manhattan, a good old fashioned, this is perfect.
Interesting.
And motherfuckers like me who could drink this like it's water, I will drink it neat all day.
Water, bitch.
Hey, you have
My
not,
insides are dissolving.
bro. There's some shit there. I have some bottles over there
Ulcers
that will
developing.
fucking straight up. I have a bottle there that
Give
I'll
me the
let
Tums.
I'll let T try because you guys are gonna complain about it. Fuck.
Saying I'm a bitch. I'm not a bitch.
There's a Stag Junior. That one's typically like 150 proof, 145 proof. Depending,
You've got bottles
You have to.
everywhere.
I
Get
have a
used to
show for
sipping.
this.
It makes
I
sense.
know.
Yeah, there's a literal.
He's going to have
business.
one bottle. Have everyone drink the same bottle.
Yeah, I have a business for this, so I should have all these bottles. So going back to Code Brown, we're gonna start
shit.
with Amanda. Tell us about your craziest nursing story in Code Brown, and please explain what Code Brown is for those casuals sitting at home.
Oh, for
Casuals.
Code Brown, guys. For those that don't know,
It's a noun.
it's when someone shits the bed, and it is awful. It is awful. When you have a Code Brown, you usually need to put a Flexi Seal in. That is a tube for your butt.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, we got tubes for everything, baby.
Except ears. I've never put anything in anybody's ears.
Welcome into the ASMR episode of Bourbon and
No.
Nursing.
Sounds.
No, but there's tubes for everything, and usually, if it's liquidy enough, they will put in a tube into your rectum.
If it's liquidy enough.
Yes. You ever heard of C
And then you have
diff?
to inflate it.
I
Yeah,
understand.
you inflate it with some saline.
45 ml.
Don't overinflate
Yeah.
Overinflate what?
or underinflate the
'cause you have to
balloon that
put
stays
it
in your rectum.
In your butt.
One at a time. Tell me what I'm doing with this tube.
You have to put it in your butt. Well, they lubricate it. And then they put it in your butt.
It's pre-lubed.
Yeah, sometimes. I like to put extra because why would you
She
want
likes-
something in your
She
ass?
likes to be nice.
Yeah. And then you inflate it
Don't go to
45
Amanda's
mls. So that way it remains in your rectum. Otherwise, it'll just keep coming out.
Because all the lube.
Not
No,
because of
because
lube,
it's
because
not
there's nothing to
inflated
hold it
enough.
in.
Not true.
Yeah.
There's not like a hook. That's just,
No, it's a balloon
It's a
that's holding it
balloon.
in place
It's just saline.
in your rectum.
I have so many concerns.
So as long as you have some,
Inflation, and then what? So that balloon
what's the word I'm looking for?
Contractility.
Not contractility, but
surface area.
No.
no, as long as your anus is still intact and not stretched out,
So not,
for lack of a better term,
no, so they're not incontinent.
it will remain. No, they are incontinent.
you're
That's why you're
incontinent.
putting it.
No shit. Literally. So Code
Really the
Brown.
shits.
Go ahead. Tell
It's
your
the
story.
shits.
That's your worst story.
What?
No,
Tell
us our
us
worst
your
story.
worst-
Now that
my
you've explained.
worst story?
Yeah, focus here.
Your worst
With
shit
the shits?
story?
No, just the worst story in general.
Oh God.
Oh, I have the worst shit story. Okay, so I'm in a different field now. But when I was bedside and traveling, there was this man in Las Vegas, and I was on an observation unit. He had a GI bleed, and GI bleeds smell awful.
Worse than C. diff, in my opinion.
Yes,
Really?
I'd have to agree. Yes, GI bleeds smell awful. Anyway, I don't know if he did.
gastrointestinal.
Yes, gastrointestinal bleed.
There, for the people who don't know what the
For
fuck.
the people who don't know what a GI bleed
Remember
is.
that.
You're shitting blood.
You're shitting blood out of your rectum.
This is gonna be such a great episode.
I hope you're eating. Anyway, I didn't know if he was aware, but he was alert and oriented, walking around the unit and literally shitting blood around the unit, dripping a trail of blood and feces.
And just having a casual conversation.
Just walking around, and the unit at the time that I was at was a circle. So I followed his trail back to his room
he's
just to see.
walking laps.
He's walking laps because he didn't want to be stuck in his room. I get it. The man
I remember
is
the
mobile.
word now. Rectal tone.
Rectal tone. Well, he had no
none.
rectal tone. It was leaking. out of his rectum.
And he was completely unaware?
I don't know if he was unaware.
I
Some
just
people
didn't
just don't care.
Some people just don't
And
care.
that's the bad part. Some people are aware and they just don't care. Because people think that once they get to the hospital, the nurse has to clean their shit. They can piss in the bed, although they know
Or
when
the
they have to
floor.
go. Or the floor. Or the chair. Anywhere.
But the toilet.
They just go. And they're like, oh, I had an accident. Well, was it an accident? No, it was not. You went.
I want everyone who doesn't, obviously no one's watching this right now, but
Thank God.
that was an intense look. I felt like for a moment she might stab me, and I wasn't the person who did it. Like, she was just there.
Because people still do this, and it's crazy to me. Like, people go to the hospital and think that
It's a hotel.
it's a
all of sudden.
hotel, not even a hotel. Like,
She's laughing so hard she's getting teary-eyed, bro. Like, this is fantastic.
Because it's real life.
it still happens. I was on my old unit the other day, which is, you know, they have heart surgery pretty much. They crack their chest open, whatever. This lady's in the chair. She's up to the chair and she shit in the chair and is telling the nurse that she needs to be cleaned up. Well, you know when you have to go, so why not ask to get up to the bathroom to go in the toilet? Instead, she just went in the chair.
Too much work.
Why?
I don't fucking know.
They think nurses are supposed to just clean them up, is what they think.
I fucking hate people.
But anyway, back to the man that was shitting
In
blood
laps.
everywhere.
Unit.
In laps.
He was walking laps around the unit, and so I followed his trail. And when I got back to his room, it looked like a crime scene. It's like he took his hand and just spread it. He was like finger painting around the room.
I hate people.
Why?
Like, do you think he was not all
He was
there?
with it. No, this man was with it.
So you think it was intentional to just
He
be
was
a
finger painting.
I would make him clean
That's
it.
the worst kind of paint.
Yeah,
So that's your code brown. Your
that's my
worst
code brown. The worst one I've had, yes.
Yeah. So
I mean, some of them are bad. Some of them are like contained in the bed, where they get like on the side rails and whatnot, and you have to clean the side rails, or they're leaving
hands,
outside
and then
of the
they're
bed,
like,
or they're in their finger painting in the bed.
oh,
But some people, most of those people that it's in their hands, I feel like they're not completely there.
they're not.
Or
But
at least
still,
that
they
I've
try
had.
and touch you.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
So I do want to be clear. Your worst story does not have to be poop related for everyone
Okay.
else. Everyone else.
It doesn't have to be poop related, no.
But
Usually the
it's poop
poop.
related.
I don't even know.
So we'll go to T because you said you
Yeah,
don't even
because
know.
I'm like, oh.
So T,
There's so many bad stories.
20 years of experience. What is the one horror story that you're like, fuck? Yeah, man. You knew the questions because, of course, your significant other sent them to you in advance if she invited you, right?
Because she held out on me.
I mean, I can keep going.
There's so many. That's why
It's
I'm
so
like,
many stories. Yeah, like
Well,
it's hard to just.
You want her to give another one? What you think?
Man, I'm gonna say
Ooh, he has
I
one.
would categorize it as bad when we had a gentleman. I definitely wouldn't say he was with it in his right mind. This guy pissed and shit all day long. I don't know if he enjoyed it or if it was just something that he couldn't control. But the whole smearing situation, his stuff was so bad. I mean, like, they actually had to come into the room because he would pee and just
What the
down
fuck?
shit wherever, man.
What is going on?
He would shit
Yeah.
and just put it wherever, to the point to where they actually had to come in, tear some of the wall out where he had been peeing, because he would just get up, instead of peeing in a urinal or going to the bathroom, he would pee on the wall.
was he homeless?
He was crazy, I can tell you that.
He wasn't on
Homeless,
his
I
own.
don't know a situation, but it was to the point to where nurses and staff was scared to go in his room because he would try to piss on them.
Piss it off. R. Kelly?
He
Was it R.
yeah,
Kelly?
Yeah, this was a
somebody.
real live R. Kelly situation, but
No, none of these people were minors, I assume.
no, this guy was way too old for this.
Fucking R. Kelly.
But yeah, they actually had to go in and tear the wall where he had been defecating or peeing and doing that kind of stuff, because he was with us for a few months trying to do
He was a
placement.
murmur.
Yeah, he was a placement
Had
case.
to be.
And so when he left, they had to literally tear that room apart and rebuild it from the ground up. So
It's fucking awful.
No, it is. And people wonder why we get so upset. We deal with that on the regular.
Oh, I don't wonder why you guys are upset.
And admin will come in and be like, what could you have done differently?
What could you have done? Did you write their pain meds?
Yeah.
On the board?
Did you initial
whiteboard?
for your hourly visit? Bitch, fuck you, okay? He just shit the wall.
Is
the
your
wall.
name on the whiteboard?
Look at the wall, bro.
Like, did you go in the room and talk to the patient? No, you didn't. Fuck you.
That's some administrative bullshit that always bothers me. Like, we could get, when we're not on air, we're going to have a conversation about how I feel about, like, white-collar bureaucracy. Because there's a lot of levels to shit that I'm just like, I get mad. As someone who's gone from blue-collar to, like, white-collar, I'm just like, I fucking hate every one of you. Like you guys are all really nice people. Do you realize how fucking idiots, like how dumb you are to everything that goes on in real life? Like sitting there, like I feel like a wolf in sheep's clothing sometimes when I'm looking around like, y'all the assholes that make my life so much harder back in the day.
Right.
I can't stand any of you. Why am I doing 14 reports? Why are we in a meeting about a meeting?
A meeting about a meeting about a meeting.
Why are we in a meeting to everyone to update the Excel spreadsheet in real time? We don't need to do that together. One person could do that. Why am I here?
When you're done.
Yeah, like why am I here? Like, but those are the type of motherfuckers looking to like have a checklist and make it seem like it's a problem that isn't real. Like the problem isn't what happened with them; it's how you handled it.
Yeah, that's always the problem.
That's right.
I fucking hate people.
100%. A patient hits you, they ask you, how could you have, or what could you have done differently?
I
could
taken
have
up.
closed the door.
I could have taken up boxing.
Yeah, I could have hit them back. That's what I could have done.
Look, I know how to do a rear naked choke.
Yeah, like I could have hit them back, and then they would have realized, you know what? I can't fuck with her no more.
It's that moment they realize they fucked up.
I had a patient, like she put her hand to my face, like if she was gonna scratch once, and I said, "Do it, do it." She backed off real quick.
Well, I had a patient where I actually took my badge off. Y'all can have this because I'm about to whoop ass. I'm about to
This is the one, and today's the right day.
and the
Today is
patient
the
knew
day.
it. And I literally blacked out for a second. I had to apologize to all of my staff. They had never seen me like that. But at the same time, like, I think since that day, they've looked at me in a different light.
Yeah, like that,
and
man.
Amanda, I think you said earlier, you don't have to go through that. And I think a lot of that came from that situation. Like, oh, shit,
Yeah, we're not fucking with him.
we're going to push T to a limit. And then after that, we're going to back off because we see the other side of how he can get. So
I think in general, like when you talk about service staff, like people in hospitality, like hotel workers, cooks, chefs, all that, waitresses, waiters, people that deal with Karens, retail, fucking medical, like they don't understand. I think there's a very weird world where customers and patients don't understand that there's a lot of us are really hood.
Yeah.
that's the part they don't know
it's
about.
It's real talk. Like it's fucked up to say it, but like, yeah, a lot of us don't really give a fuck. Like I will kill you. Like I will put hands on you. And if you happen to be the third motherfucker this day that crosses that line, there is a really slim chance. And understand, people need nurses, so I can get a job after today. You might not get your ear back.
Turn into Mike Tyson.
Like, one of us is going to be all right after this. Oh, they're going to sue the
It's
hospital.
like you like walking, don't you?
Yeah. Listen, I don't even have to hurt you directly. I control your meds.
Exactly.
Like,
That's what I
people
say all the
forget that
time.
shit.
Like,
That's
you
true.
do realize I'm
You're
the one
just
giving you
gonna hurt.
medications in your IV.
And look, for anyone listening, no one's actually going to do any of these
I
things.
mean-
But listen, we're recording shit. I don't need to be part of whatever the fuck happens.
I have no parts of that.
Yeah.
Whatever
No.
she just said, that's her thoughts and her thoughts only.
Bourbon,
Intrusive thoughts win.
Bourbon and Bullshit is no way affiliated with these intrusive thoughts. I want to make sure that these are all jokes and it's a community podcast and no one will actually inflict any harm or injury to any patients.
Absolutely not.
Unless they jump first.
Yeah, we will defend ourselves though. That will be clear. I will defend myself.
Self-defense, guys.
Self-defense. It's Florida.
People don't
it's a castle
understand
law.
that. They really think that they can talk to you
Any kind of way.
Yeah.
talk to you sideways, and like you're just gonna be like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
great, sure.
In retail, I think Amanda has been there more than once when I've lost my patience, or at least maybe I've lost my patience with customers and patients. I'm just like, I don't care about this job.
Right.
I will kill you. I will fuck you up right now. And you know what'll happen? I'll punch in tomorrow, and I'll be fine.
Be fine.
And like I've lost even when I got later in my career, I just learned how to say it more eloquently. I was like, I think in just a smaller capacity, I had a patient who was like, if I don't get my meds, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna kill somebody. Something like that, something along those lines. And I was like, hey, so you're not talking to them anymore. And you're like, what? Very softly. I was like, you're talking to me. And if you'd like, we could have this conversation in another space where it could just be you and I. And he was like, are you threatening me? I was like, I'm making something very clear that you are not talking to my patient, to my team members anymore. We could have this conversation where no one could see us, or you could leave. And you're not going to do shit. It's like, oh, I've been dying to.
Let's go to the corner.
Sir, if you want to follow me over here, like you have no idea how stressed I am this week. It's been a while since I put my hands on somebody.
That was kind of where I was at when I told you the story. That's kind of where I was at.
Obviously, retail's a much lesser extent. I mean, you've both have seen some fucking craziness, but nowhere near the hospital shit. But I don't think patients understand.
They don't, and I get that they're in a sensitive situation. I get that, they're scared, they're stressed.
They're not scared.
They came. I will give that some are scared. I remember when I was in the hospital.
Yeah.
I was like, I have no idea what's happening, and I didn't know what the fuck the verbiage was. I looked at Amanda multiple times. I was like, what the fuck did they just say? Because they made it sound like, hey, you almost had sepsis, you could have gotten poisoned. I was like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I had a massive infection. Yeah, you could have died. Well, shit. And I look at Amanda, is that true? She's like, yeah.
It's not a lie.
I was like, oh, well, fuck.
So yeah, I get it. But you have to learn how to talk to people.
Yeah. Being an asshole isn't going to get you anywhere.
I got a private room because I was a nice guy.
See?
I was by myself because the whole time I was like, I really don't want to be inconvenienced. Y'all can just give me antibiotics. They're like, get your dumb ass in this chair.
Lay down. Here's some Dylala.
Right.
Yeah,
You didn't ask for it, but we got it for you.
Right.
I didn't ask for. I didn't even know what it
Here's
was.
a sandwich.
Whoa,
Sandwich.
bro.
You want some mustard?
She's like, they got you in good shit. I was like, what is that? Like, I had no idea what it was.
Dylala.
I was high as a kite. There was one point I was watching Nickelodeon and it was like My Little Pony. I was like, what the fuck am I watching?
Like, this is my favorite.
But getting back to that, I blame a lot of that stuff on the establishments.
Yes.
Meaning that, like Sonia was saying earlier, those patients they speak out of pocket or they do certain things and they approach us with, like she said, what could we have done better? It's almost like they empower patients to think that they can act and talk a certain way to staff or to people that come in.
Or it's a hospitality business.
Right.
Being in the hospital, you are a patient. We are
all
treating you. We're trying to make sure that you're healthy so that way you can discharge home. This isn't a fucking hotel.
Exactly.
I don't give a
told
fuck
once-
if you thought it was a 5-star stay or a 3-star stay. Did you leave alive? Period.
I was told once that it's customer service. This is the hospital, and if we don't treat them right and give them proper customer service, they're going to go somewhere else.
Yeah, because we get surveys.
I was
Patients
done.
are email or mailed, text, whatever surveys.
Was it
I didn't know
Prestani or
that.
something?
Yes.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that. That 100% was.
That is how
ignorant too.
they are funded.
And
Medicare, right?
yeah, that's true.
By
Medicare, CMS, like Center of
customer
Medicare
service.
and whatever is how hospitals are paid majority of their things. So a patient can come into the hospital, be treated for, let's say, for congestive heart failure. Now they were here, June 1st. Let's say they are readmitted June 15th. Now that hospital is not going to get payment for the first stay or a second stay because it was a readmission within 30 days.
Right.
because
So
you-
it looked like the hospital didn't treat the patient because they're now being readmitted for the same ailment,
so even if it's the patient's fault,
which it
so
usually
it's like,
is.
hey, we fixed you. Do me a favor. Don't eat spicy foods. I'm
Do
just gonna
these things
do
and
these
follow up
things.
with your physician.
And they go, I'm not gonna
No.
do
Fuck
any
you.
of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just come right back because they're idiots.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they come on the nurses. Did you educate the patient on their diet? Did you educate them on how
Did
they
you
need
go
to
over
weigh
their
themselves?
discharge instructions?
Yeah.
You mean the patient was 700 pounds when she walked in? Did I tell her that she had to eat better?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone did.
And even on those surveys, they'll be like, "Did the nurse review with you side effects of your medications?"
Yeah. everyone
Patients
did.
will say no.
They're gonna say no. If
And
I'm
the
coming-
thing is, because the way the questions are worded are sometimes, always, or never. If a patient says anything other than always, it's counted as never.
No in between, no middle, man.
Yeah, and then when you do try to educate some of them, they're like, I know.
Yep.
I know that already.
Or I don't care. Just give me the medicine. Yeah. People are fucking great.
I won't even take a multivitamin without asking like 13 questions. Like, do I need this much iron? Like, do I need this much? This seems like a lot of iron.
Not everybody's
Like I
that.
said earlier, healthcare is a very fucked up business.
Hey, so this is, I don't mean to transition like that, like, but if I think that there's something to be said about the fact that I worked pharmacy, but we know what we go through, so we will never be that way with people. Mm-hmm. But I will tell you, as someone who's transitioned out of pharmacy, I rarely even try to go pick up my meds.
Yeah.
It's not something huge priority to me. And I'm at this other side where I'm like not as focused on it. And I don't know if I'm becoming one of them, but I hope not. One of them is like, you haven't picked up your prescription in like 4 days. Oh, can you get it ready in 10 minutes? I would never do that.
Yeah.
I would never do that to somebody. I'm on my way now. I'm always the person that's like, yeah. I do the like, oh, hey, by the way, your prescription's ready. I'll be right there because I'm fucking panicking because I don't want to do that to them. To have to put them through calling me. But I think that there's a certain aspect of we understand this side, and I've never seen it from theirs. So not to play devil's advocate, but is there a side of ignorance that they have no idea what the real world is like, what your real world is like? They think they are the end all be all, the only person that exists in the world and not understand.
Patients?
No, patients, just anyone on the other side of this table, whether it's a patient or pharmacy patient or a customer at a restaurant, they have never operated on this side. So they don't know how the sausage is made.
Yeah, and then I think when we try to educate them on said things, we get kickback from administration. Don't tell them that you're short-staffed. Mm-hmm. Don't tell them that you don't have said
or that you're stretched.
Don't tell them, or yeah,
you're not
We're
allowed
told
to even
to
express
hush.
stress.
Not at all.
The fuck? That's not something you can hide. Hey, I've only seen 2 nurses all day. Yeah, I know, sir. Yeah, that's all we have. That's us. It's us. That's our whole staff.
But administration, do not tell them that.
Mm-hmm. You weren't in the room. You didn't sign your board for the last 2 hours. Have you been in your patient's room? Like, bitch.
That's the kind of
Some
stuff they
places
focus
actually,
on.
some places have like locators.
Yeah, mine doesn't.
Yeah,
thankfully.
when you go into a patient's room, it lets them know that you were in that room.
That you went.
But you have
because
to
you're
be there
supposed
for a
to
certain
do an
amount of time.
hourly visit.
Yep.
We have those.
Let's be clear. Let's be clear. Your GPS tagged like a dog.
Yes.
Okay. I've seen cheating relationships that have more trust than that.
Not administration. They gotta make sure.
Not cheating relationship.
I've seen relationships where both of the motherfuckers cheating, and now I was like, I don't know where he was last night. Like, you can't not.
Admin's like, it shows that you were here for
57
30 minutes. Why were you there?
Why were you there for 57 seconds instead of 60
that was the bathroom. I had to pee.
Me
It took
being
too long.
and me being in nursing as long as I have, I mean, I've seen the change. So
Yeah, what was it always like that?
No.
it was not always
just
like
transitioned.
that. It transitioned to that. I grew up where I was brought in under the wing of a lot of seasoned nurses. It's hard to find that in
Nowadays.
most establishments nowadays where you have nurses that's been doing it for 25, 30 plus years. I was fortunate enough to be able to have multiple nurses that took me under their wing. I don't know if it was because I was a male or, a black male doing nursing it or whatever, but I had those type of people that I could go to as resources or just pull me to the side and put me on game early. Like that school shit,
Yeah.
that don't work here. You know what I'm saying? This is what you're going to have to expect. This is what's going to come down the pipe. And so I was fortunate enough to kind of my early years just starting off to be able to be under their wing, under their tutelage to now anytime I get a new nurse or, especially male. I don't know if it's just male nurse because when I first started, I was one of the few male nurses, let alone black male nurses, to be in the field. So anytime I get somebody that comes in, you can always tell them they're fresh. They're going strictly by the book. That shit don't work. But I'll let you think that because that's your comfort zone.
Yeah. That's what I got taught, man.
Yeah, that's what you was taught. But along the way, you kind of have those relationships and you build that with them where you pull them aside. And I find myself now taking those younger nurses or fresh out of school nurses under my wing, kind of like those older experienced seasoned nurses did for me. And so, like I said, just to see from administration standpoint to where those seasoned nurses that I'm describing, they didn't play that stuff, man. You're going to get up and you're going to walk. It's not peaches and cream. It's not like I'm trying to worry about no scores and all that stuff that administration really focuses on now. Our job was to send you out of there better than you came in. And as long as we done that, we done our job. But now it's so much sideshow stuff that goes in addition to making sure you leave out better than you came in. I also got to make sure you leave out smiling. I got to make sure your family's happy. I got to make sure, like you say, almost like a resort. Almost like a resort stay when you come in.
They gauge the food?
They gauge the food, and if they give the food a bad rating, then it's like
that's
an
on the
overall
unit. That reflects on overall. Yep, that's
we don't
overall.
cook the food.
I remember when I left the hospital, they gave me that survey, and I was just like, my friends are nurses, so whatever the highest score possible.
Did they fluff your pillows? Did they warm your food?
Was it quiet at night?
No, because someone came in the middle of the night and stabbed me.
But it's like you're at the fucking hospital.
Oh, but I needed an apple juice.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Oh my God, you know what I hate? When the family member will stand in the hallway waiting for a nurse to walk by. Not that I'm that patient's nurse, but they'll be like, excuse me. And it's like, how can I help you? Can we get some ice water for the patient? Because they haven't had water all day. Bitch, one, I'm not the nurse for that patient. Two, I don't even know if they're allowed to have a drink. Maybe
they're NPO.
Yeah, maybe they're not supposed to be eating or drinking anything all day. And
That's
three,
nothing by
ask
mouth.
the fucking nurse. You know, and four,
Thank you.
hit the call light.
I said that to someone recently. I was like, so my position is separate. I am not the bedside nurse anymore. I'm watching a machine that is keeping them alive. I'm a specialist. You have a nurse that's managing everything else.
I'm keeping your heart pumping and everything.
heart-
Exactly.
Let me focus on that, not the ice
So
water.
the family member was like, hey, can you get me this? And I'm like, did you hit his call light? You need to press the call light so that the nurse
Who's in charge of this patient?
can take care of that. Oh, well, it doesn't work. It doesn't work, or they're not coming quick enough for you.
That's the thing, too. They'll hit it and think that you're going to be there in a second. And it's like, I have other patients.
You're the only patient that we have. That's what
can't
they think.
tell them.
They think it's one-to-one.
Hey, I'm not advocating for any of it. You know how I feel about that. I've worked pharmacy for a long time. I don't fuck them. Every one of those patients. No, there's some good ones. There's some fun ones. I would jack that. There's some ones that were really, really fucking nice, and I really enjoyed those patients, and they were cool as hell. So not fuck all of them. Fuck a good amount of them. But there's this side of it, like they just don't understand it. Like there's a certain aspect of like, I understood medication because I worked in the industry. Just to simplify it, I only understood medication because I worked there. I was like, what do you mean you don't know what these, like what benzos are and stuff? Like, you don't know that? It's like, no, I don't work in that industry. It's like, shit, what's common knowledge to me, what's common practice to me. And if you're not even allowed to tell them that you're short staffed, to them, they might think this hospital that's charging me $5,000 a minute is just exuberantly staffed. They don't know that. I'm not advocating for them, but there's a certain level of disconnect.
There is. But when we try to educate them and they're not accepting of that
That's
information,
frustrating.
that's where
100%.
the problem comes in.
1,000%. I don't disagree with you, but I've also seen patients, and I've seen patients that went like, yo, you are super short staffed. Like, I'm so sorry.
Or they'll say, like, I know you're very busy, and I
Yeah.
really don't want to bother you.
Yeah.
And when someone like that, I'm like, you're not bothering me. I'll
Right.
get you whatever you want.
That's a patient I fucking love. Those are the motherfuckers that are like, they have they have just enough
They're
social
aware.
awareness. They're like, I've only seen two nurses in this whole fucking hospital. Hey, whoa, you guys are really fucking short staffed. Tell me where the water is, I'll get it. Like, those are the type of motherfuckers. But I joke about where every single kid should work in service, hospital, or retail, because it's gonna humble you real fucking quick.
Oh, real fast.
All of those industries, like they're not equal, but that stress level and that fucking seeing what they have in common is seeing people at their worst
For no reason.
for no reason. The motherfuckers are like, I wanted no tomato, and or the fucking Karens that throw coffee at someone, or the people who shit their beds, or the motherfuckers are like, if I don't get my ADD meds, I'm gonna fucking stab someone.
Yeah.
Ma'am, there are 35 people in front of you who need like blood pressure meds and heart medication. Chill. I'm not advocating for them. I'm not excusing them, but is there something to be said about that disconnect where if they don't work in our industries, or your industry specifically.
You can tell from certain patients, at least for me, that you can tell that like they're just ignorant to the fact.
Okay.
And like if you educate them, like, hey, like I don't, like I just want to make you aware that this and this is going on. There are patients that'll be like, oh, okay, like I just didn't know. And then there's other patients because like you've taken care of them more than one day in a row, and they are very well aware of it because you've already told them about it, and then they still do it.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
And most times I find it's family members. Sometimes the patients are good.
Yeah.
They're sick,
Yeah.
but they're okay. But it's the family members that are constantly asking for stuff, constantly calling, complaining. It's
Or
like,
the
okay, you need
pain-seeking
to go home.
patient,
So-
the patients that just want all the pain meds.
Oh,
Like
that
my
shit.
pain meds are due in like an hour. I just wanted to let you know. Okay, I'm very aware of the fact that your medication, your as needed medication, is due in an hour.
Bro, I don't get that shit.
I don't need you to let me know. I don't need you to set an alarm in the middle of the night to wake you up to let me know that you need
Which
your pain
is
medication.
crazy.
And you've been asking
They set
for
an alarm?
Yes.
Bro, yes.
Addicts, bro.
Yes.
Exactly. And
And-
like, can I get my Dilaudid and my Xanax and my Zofran and
my
my
Benadryl?
Robaxin all at the same? No,
Is
you
there-
can't.
Is their heart beating at that point? Like,
Yeah. It's like, and then
40.
when it's time for my Norco, can you wake me? No, motherfucker, you're about
Can
to be
you
knocked
wake
the
me
fuck
up
out.
for my pain meds? No, if
Yeah.
you're sleeping,
Yeah.
you're not in pain.
I will very quickly be like, it's an as needed medication, and if you're asleep, it's not
where's the
indicated.
applause button? Because I think that's needed. No, and so I said,
But that's on the survey. Did we control your pain?
control your pain. Sorry, I need to get the applause in. I wanted to kind of segue that into, we talk all the negatives. We talked negative heavy, and it's easy to remember the bad part. Tell me about the positive, man. Have you had those situations you're like, yo, it was fucking worth it? I'm gonna start with Sonia, like, or if you're not ready, we'll talk with, all
I mean,
three.
I have like almost every day that I feel like it's a shitty day at work, and I leave,
But has
and
there
I'm
been,
like, oh wow, that really wasn't that bad, and I'm
But-
really good at my job.
but I'm saying, has there been like one patient or
Yes.
situation that you're like,
I even
bro,
remember her first and last name.
I don't need any of that because but tell
I
me
know.
about
I don't.
patient A. Or tell me her first name.
Susan.
Tell me about Susan.
She was a patient when I was on my PCU floor,
Mm-hmm.
and she was admitted for like something very vague, like chest pain or something. During her admission, she was found that she had cancer. Yes, and it was already like stage 3,
Holy shit. How did they find that?
just from doing imaging, like CT scan and all that. So, but she was very hard of hearing, so it was very like hard speaking to her because I'm very soft spoken. So even if I'm trying to like speak loudly, she didn't understand me. But anyway, we got along, and she had a very like dry sense of humor, and she didn't like anybody else, but she liked me.
I like her already.
Yeah. So anyway, I took care of her during her admission. Her husband loved me. There was a day that I left, and I like walked by the gift shop, and there was like a calendar that was like a very sassy calendar that had like funny like remarks and stuff. So I bought it for her, and like I came back and I gave it to her, and she was like, "Oh, thank you," and she like laughed about it. Anyway, then she got discharged, and then like a few months later, she was readmitted for like something separate. She at that time had like a peg tube, so like a feeding tube. Her cancer had spread to her brain, so she was like confused, no longer like oriented to things. But like her husband saw me in the hallway, and they weren't even on my unit anymore. It was like a separate unit. He was like, "Oh, Sue's here. You have to come say hi." And I was like, "Oh, like I don't think like."
She'll remember.
Yeah, but I didn't know that she like it had progressed at that point. I was like, I don't know. And he's like, no, like she'll want to see you. I was like, okay. So like I went in, and like right away, like she remembered me, hugged me, and she, oh, I'm so happy to see you. And then are you gonna take care of me? And like all these things. And I was like, no, like this isn't my unit and stuff. But anyway, he said like she still had the calendar, like every day, like she would like look at it. They ended up giving me soccer tickets to see like Orlando City Soccer because they had like season passes. Yeah, but yeah, she ended up passing like shortly after that because it like progressed very quickly. Like it was in her lungs, and then it progressed to like her liver, then it was in her brain. But even when I saw her then, it was only like however long after she like lost a lot of weight. It was sad, but it was nice that she remembered me.
And it was a good patient and good
Yeah,
interaction
she was
that you
great.
felt.
Like she was like a smart ass and like very dry sense of humor. So it was like like she would be sarcastic and saying things. Like I'd be like, "Oh, how are you feeling?" She's like, "I'm feeling like shit. 'Cause I'm at the hospital." I was like, "I hear you. Like I understand."
Touche, ma'am.
Yeah,
Touche.
like you're not wrong. And how about you? How are you feeling? I was like, "Well, I'm working." So she's like, "I get
I
it."
feel like shit.
Yeah, like I want to be at home.
I love that. I love that you. I mean, I don't love that it turned out the way it did, but I love that you had that experience where it was a patient you got along with. She loved you.
I usually get along. Like when anyone says it's an asshole patient, I end up getting along with them, and then I'm like, is it me? Like they like me,
Same
or is it
here.
because I'm an
Same.
asshole too?
Hey,
You're an asshole.
I want to be very clear. There's a reason why a group of our sect of our friends always hang out, because we were assholes. So it's not like we didn't understand each other. Like,
Touche.
it wasn't very often that like many people could like deal with our bluntness. So yeah, you're an asshole, Sonia. I'm glad you and Susan had that experience, and it was something that was, yes, it turned out badly, but fucking, it was a moment, man. It was a good time that you shared with them. You had someone commonality that everyone else shied away from, and she found you as like, I like you. Stay here. Take care of me.
Help me.
Give me the sassy calendar.
For real.
All right, Amanda, do you have that?
The only thing I remember recently, because like I said, I try to distance myself now, because like I said, my patients are one foot in the grave. I had a patient who was on ECMO, and he was waiting for a heart transplant, and I actually took him down to get his transplant one night. So he got his heart, and he's laying on the table, and he's scared. Everybody's, in the OR room prepping, and madness is going on, of course. And he's just staring at me, scared. And I gave him the thumbs up, and I'm like, it's going to be okay. You're about to get your heart. You're good. And just that moment, I think, was nice.
He looked at you for comfort.
Yeah.
In all of that, there's a doctor, or, those overrated motherfuckers. All those, and
I
he looked
wasn't
at
the one
you.
giving him his heart, but I transported him because I was watching his pump that night, and he was getting his heart. So he was just nervous.
But you were his guardian angel,
Yeah,
bro. Like,
I guess.
what do you mean, guess? You took him to literally get everyone else's chaos, and you and him are locked in. He's like, is he going to be okay? And you're like, it'll be fine. We're good. We're Gucci, man.
The
Let's
thumbs
go.
up. And he smiled, and that was like the last time I saw him.
That's fucking dope. Like, that's awesome. I think both of those experiences are really fucking cool. T. 20 years, man.
20 years,
20
man.
years. I
20
know it's
years.
tough to lock it in.
I think the thing about nursing is it doesn't just stop when you're at work. To be honest with you, we have situations where we've been here in the Orlando airport, and we just landed, going to get our bags, and we just hear a scream like.
Did this happen today?
No, not today.
It
but
was
it's
like
within
when
the
we went
last year
to
or
Key
so.
West, I think.
Yeah, within the last year or so. So, just not to get off topic, but the nursing never stops for us, man. This particular gentleman just passed out, collapsed in the airport, and it's chaos, it's panic, and we're on vacation. But at that moment when it happened, it's just amazing how we just go into
It was a switch.
nurse mode.
It was a switch.
It's just nurse mode.
Yeah.
So, this particular gentleman, I think he may have been having a seizure or something. But at the time, nobody knew what was going on. It's just like a loud scream. We don't know if it's an active shooter or if
The
what's
family
going
was
on.
losing their mind.
The chaos. When I say chaos, I mean chaos. So we instantly, there's no paramedics. There's no help around. Mind you, we're going to get our luggage, and instantly it's just like, this person need help. And so we just instantly went into that nurse mode, that nurturing mode, and was able to assist the gentleman till his family came, or not his family came, but
Emergency
EMS,
services.
right?
Paramedics.
Came, and after it was over, I mean, the gentleman came back too. Amanda was able to help calm the family down while I helped assist the gentleman. But afterwards is where the guy's son seeked us out and just came and was like, I just want to thank y'all for assisting my dad, or saving his life. And you could see the fear on
He was in
on the
tears.
kid's face. And so just for him to come in and share that moment with us, his gratitude, and he actually hugged me and cried. Actually started to cry. I didn't know the people, but it was just at that moment I knew they needed help. And so for me, that was a big deal. That was a big deal, knowing that I was able to step in and be of some assistance to that family. And so, like I said, just having those moments, not only at work but outside of work, makes me realize that what I'm doing, it really does make a difference to people. Even though you might not hear it all the time,
Yeah.
but you know at the end of the day, what you're doing is rewarding, and that you're giving back. And that's what it comes down to for me.
Man, thank all three of you for sharing those stories, because I think...
I know, his was all deep.
No, but are you kidding me?
deep.
Someone looked at you like they were a guardian angel. Fucking sassy Susan over there was fucking fantastic. And that was a great
Sassy
moment.
Susan.
And even when she was losing her faculties, was like, I love you. And like, that's all. These are all fantastic stories. And here you are calling him a failed doctor. Listen, my concern is...
Let it go.
But I am glad that you guys shared that, because I think too often whatever we're stressed about, we forget what the positive is. It's so much easier to focus on the bad, right? Like, we got bad shit going on. Fucking, I'm blessed every day that I can walk around and do what the fuck I want to do.
Right.
I could have a flat tire and fucking can ruin my day. That's so asinine to think of only focus on the bad things.
Yeah.
There's a good reason why you got into your industry, and there's goods every day. You're doing good stuff. Yeah, the politics suck. That's not the patient's fault all the time.
That's why I'll never be in management.
We could talk about that all fucking day.
That's another show.
That's a whole fucking... There's 2 shows dedicated to leaving, being in charge of people. But no, I think it's important to like still bring that back. To like there's Code Browns, and there's fucking great fucking funny ass stories and terrible shitty stories. I keep using shitty. I should stop using shitty. Shit. Poop. This show is
Butts.
This show is brought to you by the bidet. But I'm glad you guys got to share that and talk about it. But I think we are kind of getting towards the end. We have 2 more questions.
Oh.
We have 2 more.
2 more questions.
Yeah, we got 2 more questions. So we did your drink of the day. We did your fondest memories. We did your shittiest memories. But we're going to take a quick break, and I'm going to make the last ward, because I said I would make that for you guys, but it'll be T's drink, because it'll be something unique that I do not think any of you have had. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Their Excellency Prince Prospero cordially invites you to their deviant masquerade, far from the pestilence of the outside world. Join the Big Bang Boom Collective for their revival of a dark burlesque fantasy at the Orlando International Fringe Festival, May 15th through the 26th. 7 sinful performances will be in the Peach venue. For more information, go to orlandofringe.org or follow @RedDeathBurlesque on Instagram. See you there.
All right. Welcome back to Bourbon and Bullshit.
You're about to say Bob's Burgers.
All right.
Sound like Linda Belcher. Shouts to Linda Belcher being one of the goats. I love her.
I do too.
You know, what's one thing about that show that I not to get off topic, that I really enjoyed, is that many cartoon shows make like the husband's an idiot and the wife is brilliant, or they fucking hate each other secretly. And in Bob's Burgers, they both equally just genuinely love each other.
Yeah.
They love the shit out of each other. They're both weird as fuck, but they adore each other, and their kids are weird as hell, and they all adore each other.
I just like the husband's voice because he does Archer too.
Yeah, I love Archer too.
Archer.
Yeah, but Bob's Burgers is like the dynamic of like, if you could fuck around and pick who your kids are, those are the 3 motherfuckers I would want. Tina, so awkward. Louise, the booty dance. Like Bob and Linda's like love for each other is so fucking dynamic. It's great. It's such a simple, easy show, but I don't know. I like that they didn't go like the Fred and Vilma or the Marge and Homer or that fucking cliche route where like the fat, overweight husband's a piece of shit or an idiot and the wife is like holding it all together and somehow this gorgeous woman is in love with him. No, they're both weird people who love each other.
All right.
Yeah.
I love it.
One more time.
All right. I used to do it all the time at the beginning of my relationship. That's probably why JC decided to marry me.
You are everything.
You are everything. You are beautiful. All right.
Going to pickles.
What a pickles.
Plippity plop.
Bobby.
Put coins in their G-strings.
Oh my God. I fucking love it.
That's on the episode.
It's like
Say it again,
holes,
though.
put coins in.
She says she's going to plop the the coins into their G-strings. And he's like, are you
Not
going...
the coins and the G-strings.
He thinks she's going somewhere else. I don't remember what it is. But she's not going to Pickles. She's going somewhere else.
I love every single bit about that. That JC married you for the Linda Belcher shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right. So before we come back to this one, hold on. Let me just make sure this is all right. All right, we are back.
There you go.
100%. So I want to give everyone one of my favorite cocktails. Not as highly received as the other three, but it's fine. It can't rain all the time. We made the final award. I made it before. It's one of my go-tos because it's unique and it's not something I can order all the time. So I like to switch it up. I could have an old-fashioned everywhere. I can have straight whiskey all over my fucking house. I'm pretty sure that there's like bathroom whiskey that I'm running out of shelves for.
Ew.
No, I don't have bathroom like shower whiskey. You don't. Have you ever had a shower beer?
Never had shower beer.
You've never.
What?
You've never.
Never had
You've
shower
never
I've
had shower
heard of
beer?
a shower beer.
Never
I
heard
don't
of
drink
it.
beer.
Okay. Have you ever had a shower drink? Have you ever been so like just tore up that you
Not
just
even
got?
tore up, just lit. Like, you're like,
Just
you know,
lit,
it's
yeah.
going to be a fun night. I'm going to get started while I take a shower.
Yeah, you never done that?
Nah, bro, I did it before.
Never done that, man.
Before
Sorry,
and
that-
after.
Might have
I've
to try
definitely
it.
done
Might
that.
have to try it after tonight, though.
Bro, like there's
No shower
Definitely
drink?
done it.
No.
Not even a shower glass
beer
of
is
wine?
what I've done.
I've done a shower beer and I've done a shower
Or a
drink.
bath. You never drink while you're in the bath.
Okay.
Same
I'm
concept.
one of those people who doesn't like to sit in a bath because I think it's disgusting. You're
Think like
sitting
it's
here-
a-
Yeah, I have to
It's like a-
shower
it's like a
after,
human soup?
But still.
Yes.
Shower
It's a
before,
soup kitchen.
shower before and after. The point of the bath is to
It
relax,
just
not to
freaks
fucking
me
bait.
out.
Point
I'm
of
just
it.
one of those people. I'm like, ew. Ugh. But you know, other people like it. That's cool. Do you?
Is it failed doctors who like it?
Yes.
He's like, yes, I do.
Definitely.
No,
invite.
stop saying that. I apologize.
I know,
I
I-
apologize.
you do not have
That
to
was my
apologize.
thought process
You don't have to-
prior.
You do not have
Amanda,
to
you never have to apologize for
I've changed.
any. You
I've
don't have to.
changed my ways.
You don't have to apologize for what's going to be one of my favorite sound bites. All right, so you brought me joy,
Damn,
and
you
so
changed.
should I.
Did I?
Middle of your vows, failed doctor.
Failed
Like, what?
doctor. I'm like, fuck.
Where did that come
No,
from?
you just hear me say he's a failed doctor.
I'm a failed doctor. I must.
But
admit.
I am
excellent
too.
nurse.
That
No,
would make me a failed
no,
doctor as well.
But I feel like now,
I never want to
I
be a
feel
doctor.
like I'm where I'm supposed to be.
No, it's great. No,
I feel like you should keep going. I feel like you
No.
have the mind. I think you have the.
Hey, Amanda,
I think you have what it
this
takes. I
isn't
feel
even
like
a
you
real
should
episode.
still
This is an
be-
intervention.
still
We're here to talk to you
sure.
about your.
NP school or DNP.
no.
Why?
Because I'm happy where I am right now.
But you could be happier
I
with
feel like
more
I'm in a
money.
place where I'm still learning
Okay. Okay.
and it's better for my home life. I'm not so stressed out.
That's fair.
I
I
can get up
appreciate
and do
that.
things. I'm getting good rest. Like I feel better in the position I am right now.
Yeah. In your previous role, you were burnt out all sometimes.
Oh my God.
Bro,
it
I
was
would-
bad.
I see it. I see it.
It was bad. It was bad. Like I was learning. Don't get me wrong. I was learning, but it was like I was in the fire.
Stress all the time.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. Like from someone who's watched you guys from like outside, like you guys are some of my closest friends. Sonia lives like 10 minutes away from me still, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like 15,
Yeah,
20.
I barely see you. When you guys were in town, I barely saw you. Yeah, we're burnt the fuck out. As a person who understands, I was like, oh yeah, they're going through it. I'm gonna leave them the fuck alone. You seem way more happy and calm now.
I feel like it. I had a respiratory therapist recently that I don't know. Like I've seen him on units. And he was like, "You look so much happier." And I was like, "Bitch, I know." But I don't know you.
But it's really
So
So
stop
it was
noticing
really
me.
weird.
no. That's really telling of how miserable you looked to a stranger.
When
Yeah,
he said
yeah.
that, I was like, "Oh, thanks. I am happy."
It's like when someone's like, "You look tired."
I hate when
Bitch,
people
you
say that.
don't know me.
Is that a nice way of telling you?
Or
you
no,
look
people
bad,
are
right?
always just like, "Are you okay? You don't like you just look like you're upset." And I'm like, "That's just my face."
That's
so
right.
now I have a sticker that says that
Let's
on
be
my
clear.
Tumblr.
That's just my face.
It says, "I'm fine. I promise. It's just my face."
Can we get the link to that sticker? Because I
Got
need
it on
that.
Temu.
fucking Timu.
I have a
love
sticker that
Timo.
says "doing the most."
Can I have that?
I have two.
one
I have
for-
two. Yeah, I have two
I have
extra
one
ones.
for JC that says freaking the sheets because he does Excel spreadsheets.
I thought she was gonna say something else.
I'm gonna go with the other side of that story right
It
there.
literally has the Excel logo in the back.
That's another episode.
Yeah, we could. That's the nursing after dark.
Nursing after dark.
All right. Yeah.
Yes.
We should have had that from the beginning. We
Yes.
Yeah, read that.
Yes.
Rewind. No.
But if you look under my keyboard, that's all the Excel spreadsheet, like quick tabs and quick
Yeah,
references.
JC does all that shit.
I do all that shit daily. I'm just like, this is stupid. I fucking hate this.
He loves it. I'm like,
I love how fucking I shit on Excel my whole life. I was like, why the fuck would I need that?
Yeah.
Now in like a white collar life, I was like, where was this my whole life?
Where are you all my life?
he tries to explain things like, I made a spreadsheet that can do this. So when I plug this in here, it's going to do a formula. I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Okay, so I legit was in the middle of a cannulation the other day.
Oh, what?
I was putting tubes in a person's groin. And I was trying to work my spreadsheet, and I could not get the numbers to
I was
enter.
like, where's this going?
And I didn't know what to do. And the guy was looking at me like I was crazy. Do you know what to do?
Likely, but we have been drinking. Can we?
Can we revisit this another
Can
time?
we revisit this sober?
I don't know why it's not working.
Can we is this right? Is this the time?
This is it reminded her.
Just tell me how to enter
Reel
the
it
sheet.
back in.
Look, this was pertinent. Yes, this was pertinent to what we're talking about. Okay?
I understand, but I can't help you right now. I can barely fucking keep this conversation going. Jesus
He was
Christ.
like, how much flow is this going to give me?
I don't know.
Like, sir, the formula's not,
So-
the math's not math.
The
We-
math's not mathing.
Hey, we're back here. We're gonna
Oh,
bring
okay.
it back.
Sorry.
We're gonna know you're fine. We're reeling it back. It's just because I know that it's getting late, and she has the family and stuff. And like,
Touche.
yeah,
They
yeah.
sleep.
Oh, they're asleep. She's like, I work.
My child is probably like, Mommy, she coming?
He's still awake.
Man, no telling
Maybe.
with that guy.
Actually, he called me earlier. He's like, hi.
I'm looking for my mom and my
Are you with
dad.
my mom?
How'd you get this number?
Dad?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, he could be like, if he calls me, I'm just like,
I
hey,
wouldn't be
buddy, what's
surprised.
going on? Why are we talking?
Yeah.
Are you good? you want me to hit somebody? I'll hit somebody. You tell me. Shouts to being the uncle that will whoop your bully's ass. You tell me. Like, I don't care about going to jail. Like, I don't-
I'll
That's
fight
been a
with my
night or
kid.
two.
I'll hold
Night
the
or
kid.
two ain't never hurt nobody.
I hold the kid onto the sand pit. He's like, he didn't die. He's just scared. Like, he didn't die.
I bet you he won't do it again.
Bet you he won't fuck with my little nephew or whatever we're gonna call him. Again, I'm such a piece of shit. I will fucking bully a child.
No, I appreciate it though.
No one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Appreciate it.
swear to Christ, I will bully a child. I don't give two shits. I will bully a child and their parent.
I'll fight a kid.
No. I'll fight the parent in front of the kid and be like, this could be you.
Both.
Actually, so we do this segment called "This Is Bullshit" about real wild, crazy stories in the news, and it was a recent gentleman who said, who did this whole TikTok reel, his whole Facebook reel, where he said, "I want to apologize to the little boy who had to see me, little girl who had to see me beat her father's ass, and it was because that little girl kept bullying my child." And when I spoke to the father, they said they're kids, and I kept repeatedly telling them, "Hey, check your kid," and he would do nothing about it. And I'm not fighting a kid.
Okay.
So he went on Instagram Live, said, "Is like, hey, I'm sorry to the child that you had to see that, but your dad had to learn a lesson about repercussions for actions. My child won't do that because I'm teaching them better, but I don't know better. Like, I don't know
I
better."
would not have apologized.
But the problem is, this came out, he went viral, and because how the internet works, when you go viral real quick, it's like, oh, I know Jacob, and man's got arrested for assault.
Oh,
And,
no. Of
yeah,
course
he
he
admitted
did.
to it and all that stuff.
Oh, Jacob.
But you know how the internet works. I'm pretty sure there's a GoFundMe to post his bail, and he's all good and
Free
Gucci.
Jacob.
Free Jacob. I'm just shooting, but it was one of those crazy like storylines that I'm like, there's no way this fucking happened. No, this man really went on. He's like, no, I'll whoop that man's ass.
Good.
I asked him repeatedly, check your kid. Check your kid. My kid's a pacifist. I'm not. Like earlier when we talked about like, I'm from the hood, bitch. Don't test me. Like I just don't let this white picket fence fool you.
Yeah, I feel like if you were
right.
informed, then you made a decision not to teach your kid.
You did this on purpose.
Therefore, you need to get some consequences, and your ass got beat.
I feel like any parent would want to do that, and for all the parents who are trying to set a good example, that's what uncles are for. We don't have
Well, he
to
tried
be
to do the right thing. He tried to talk to the dad, which
Yeah.
I think is fair.
Step one.
You know, approach the parent respectfully. Now, if I have to approach you several times, there's a problem. And if you're not going to take care of it, then I will.
I'll hit your kid.
Yeah, I'll fight a kid.
I'm not gonna fight a kid. I might scare the shit out of a kid.
I'm gonna go for your kid first.
Right.
Oh my god! Like
I'm
I
going
would
to fight
go.
your kid, and then I'm going to fight you. And I got bail money.
I got money, bitch. Okay, I'm not broke.
Oh my, yeah. I mean, look, I'm
I
gonna
got a
set,
checking and a savings.
I'm gonna put my credit card down. Be like, hey,
Look.
when this all goes down, I need you to have it.
But if you were informed several times, like,
Yeah.
why are you not doing anything?
Well,
I feel like if a parent's approaching me about their kid or about my child having an issue, I'm going to talk to my child about it. I want all the stories.
gonna say,
I want all sides
it
to the
wouldn't
story to
reach
figure out
that
what's going
level.
on. But I'm not going to ignore the situation. You know, that's not fair.
Yeah, it's not fair. One, it's not fair to the kid because you're telling your child, hey, turn the other cheek. You can talk this out. And you're not getting that point across. I'm not going to lie. There's a point where it's like, I'm trying to teach my kid to be a better than me.
Yeah.
And you're fucking that up. So I'm going to go back to being regular me. Like, which doesn't necessarily drive home that point. Maybe you drop off your son at football, your daughter at football, whatever fucking sport she wants to do. Say, hey, I'll be right back. I just need to go talk to this lady's dad and whoop that guy's ass and not let your kid know that happened. But then you shouldn't go on IG Live and talk about it.
Yeah,
That's what the problem is. That's what my concern
Gotcha.
is. You shouldn't then flaunt it as like a life lesson to people. I feel like that's a little
Yeah,
bit.
because the daughter probably would not have seen that.
Yeah, I feel like that's a little bit of clout chasing. Like,
Yeah, I could see that.
I want to prove a point and I want people to know about this, blah, blah, blah. Like, bro, don't.
But isn't that what social media is about nowadays?
Yeah, it's clout chasing to an extent. Shit, but you, in that situation, I guess he's gonna get taken care of. Like, there's gonna be a GoFundMe when people do
There
like.
always is.
There's always someone taking care of them. But like that article fucking stood out to me. Is like, what would I do as a
It's
parent?
like a vigilante.
Yeah, like I swear to God, I'm gonna turn into Batman for my nieces and nephews. Yeah, I fuck around.
Man, when your kids are involved, man, you don't think about the consequences right off.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
feel like somebody's
Not right off the
overstepped the
bat.
boundaries.
But he went online, and that was my
and
problem.
that was the mistake.
That was my problem. In that heat of that, trying to fucking defend your kid, do it.
Right.
But fucking.
But you weren't defending your kid when you went online.
That's my point.
Yeah.
That's where the boundary was crossed.
That's like you feel like you're trying to teach everyone a lesson. And motherfucker, don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes it pays to become just shut the fuck up and move on.
Right.
Because there's a really good chance that parent wasn't going to press charges because they just got embarrassed. They just got their ass beat and they got embarrassed. Just like, oh, I don't want the world knowing I got my ass beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a solid chance you could have just said, hey man, hey Todd, here's a beer. Next time, tell your kid not to touch my kid. And we could have moved on. But you went online and admitted that you whooped someone's ass.
That's true.
You now can't go and was like, hey, not guilty. What the fuck you gonna do? Guilty?
Nah, bro, you guilty.
Yeah, you said that shit.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
saw that shit. Like, so
You did that
that's
shit.
a public admission. That's
yeah.
right.
And I just think so. That was one of those articles that stood out to me, and I was like, what the fuck would I do? Sonia, would you whoop a woman's ass for your kid?
My kid would have already fought whatever kid it was.
That's how we know she's your kid.
I just remember when I was coming up, if you had a problem with somebody's kids, they would actually drive you to the person's house. Y'all gonna fight, man. Like,
Figure it out.
it's not even. If the parents try to get involved after that, then it's gonna be parents fighting. But
Yeah.
we're gonna try to just we're gonna try to talk it out first. If you still feel like that can't be resolved, then these kids are gonna fight. It's gonna be a controlled environment. Type of fight,
Yeah, and I
type of
understand that.
thing.
Like, that's how my parents used to be too.
Old school shit.
Or
Settle
my
it.
parents would take care of it. But now, I feel like things are different. I think it just depends.
I'm taking Sonia's drink. She
No,
says
you're
you know what?
good.
Oh, I was like, what are you doing?
Taking the drink. I
think
live
it
here.
just
I don't have to
depends.
drive.
On the situation.
Yeah. What situation would warrant fighting a child?
If I had to
Fighting a
approach
child
you
or fighting
several-
a parent?
Fighting a parent.
if I had to approach you
If a
several times
parent
about your
touched my child.
Oh yeah, if you touch my child, it's going down automatically.
That's
There's
easy.
no question.
That's easy.
Like that's
That's easy.
let's go.
Easy.
But if I'm having to repeatedly address you regarding your child's actions, then there's a problem. And we need to address said problem.
But if I'm addressing it to another parent, and I'm like, hey, get your kid. And they're like, okay, I will. And then I come, hey, get your kid. And like, okay, I will. And I come again, hey, get your kid. And they're like, hey, fuck you. I'm like, you know what? No, now we have a problem.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But if every time I'm approaching you, like, yeah, I know I'm really trying. Because there's some kids that are just like out of control.
But it's like, what are you trying? Like, let's But
I'm not going to beat your ass if you're like.
Yeah, I'm not going to beat. I don't think
I'm going to beat your ass if nothing's changing.
I don't know if I would beat dude's ass if his kid's just a piece of shit.
Yeah, because there's some kids that.
Well, why is your kid a piece of shit? Because you're not doing something at home.
Some kids are fucked up.
That's not always true.
I don't know. So tell me
why. I'm using myself.
Some kids are bad.
I'm gonna be vulnerable. Okay. Myself and my sister, same household. You already know our stories. Very different worlds. Same exact household. I got the exact same upbringing, and I'm not in the same situations. I've made the same choices. So she tried the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily fair to be like, hey,
nature versus nurture.
Nature versus nurture. And I'm a prime example of I didn't make those same mistakes. I didn't make those same choices. Yes, I'm a boy versus a girl, old Hispanic household. But I had the exact same opportunities afforded to me that she did. If anything, she was given more opportunities. Like, hey, stay at home while you go to school. Hey, stay out. Like, she made her bad choices, and I did not. I worked my ass off, did everything else. Same household. So giving you an example of the mom tried, someone made a bad choice.
So in that, with given that information, if a parent said, okay, I'm gonna let my child handle the situation, and if my child beats your child's ass,
I would understand.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I would understand. If my kid was fucking an asshole, and I warned him, stop fucking with that little boy. Stop fucking with that little boy. You're gonna find out one day. Someone's gonna stand up to you and beat your ass. I might go up to you and be like, have your boy beat my boy's ass, because that's the only way he's gonna learn. That's right. And we'll break him up. Have your boy beat my boy's ass.
That's what I meant by the control. Yeah, the control.
100%. Back to what he said. Yeah,
you handle it. And a lot of times we would fight and we would do that. And then afterwards they would make us go and play. And you would never...
To be fair, grown men do that all the time.
Yeah, we fight, have disagreements, arguments, whatever. And afterwards...
He's a Steelers fan. He fucking shit happens.
We going to talk shit to each other, but afterwards we going to drink. We're going to do whatever we do. Yeah. And that's the end of it.
I literally threw a keg at John. And then a week later, I'm just like... You're a hoe. And I just went back into drinking with him.
Like, yeah, I'm a hoe.
That's right.
He's like, I apologize for being a piece of shit. Can we go get a beer? No, wait till Saturday at least.
You need some time.
I need to be mad at you for like a minute.
Some guys that I grew up with, that I'm cool with now, some of them even my friends, like I would consider them friends. We didn't start off as friends. We might have had to battle a few times before we became friends.
Do you think that's a female versus male perspective?
Possibly.
Because I feel like females are different.
I don't have a lot of friends, so...
I think females hold grudges.
She's like, I feel like
females hold grudges.
I think no
friends. I don't have a lot of female friends, but the ones that I do, I've known for a very long time. And with one of them, I have been through a lot with. We've had issues.
A fight?
Not physical.
Exactly. We're talking about fighting.
Physical. Have you physically fought with a female friend?
But females don't always physically fight. They don't always physically fight.
That's fair. I mean, look, that's subjective, I guess, depending on the area and all that.
Depending on the area, and yes.
I've been in plenty of times where someone's yelling "World Star" and it's two ladies.
But that's not always the case.
No, I'm being a little funny, but there's like depending on the area, depending on where you grew up, there's a lot of ladies throwing down, bro.
I agree.
But I get it.
But to resolve issues, I mean, like to resolve issues, or if you fought and then you're going back the next day to be friends. No, girls don't work like that. We're not going to be friends the next day.
I think that's more of a male thing.
And that's fair.
If we fought, I'm never talking to you.
There you go.
So physically fought or emotionally fought?
Physically.
If you laid hands on me,
we done.
Wow.
For life.
It's like that for females, man.
And I know.
And that's what I mean.
And it's on and popping every time we see each other after.
It's on site. It's on site.
And here's a thing that I think is interesting. Dudes, we get that aggression out. We're over. We're done. But I don't necessarily know how dudes would deal with like a real betrayal. Like a mental, like emotional betrayal. I don't think dudes will respond as well. And I'm gonna be honest. And like,
what do you consider an emotional betrayal?
Let's say, all right, cool. I'm gonna use what would be the worst? Hey man, I found out that you were hitting on my girlfriend or some shit.
That's
like
a
that.
betrayal. That's
an
an
emotional betrayal.
That's a code.
That's
hitting
that's a
on her.
guy
I
code.
fucked your
A
girl.
G code is what
or
we
like,
call
hey,
it.
we had, or like, hey, you ain't shit, like, or someone crossed the line. It's like, oh, this is why your sister, blah blah, or some cross line emotional that isn't resolved physically. I don't know, dudes can walk away
That's
from that.
definitely a G code.
I think dudes have this level, or at least in my generation, guys have this like, physically I can get this aggression out, move on, but emotional, whether guys say it or not, there's a certain level of like, you don't get over it.
It's a respect thing at the end of the day.
You don't
for
get
us.
over it. You cannot get over it. So I think we equally could say that there's an emotional connection there where like, where dudes, physical stuff, and we see, this sucks to say this and have this conversation, where a lot of guys are like, a physical connection doesn't matter to me. I can disconnect
it's not an
from
emotional thing for you guys, where it is. I feel like it is for us.
That everything physically
Talking
doesn't
about sex or fighting?
both, and that's my point.
Yeah.
Both. I think physically, dudes could like, this is just a physical thing. I needed to get that anger out. I needed to get that other feeling out. But when a moment involves emotion, it has value. It has like this heavy weight. So I could punch a friend in the face and then be like, are you fucking done being an asshole? Can we go get a drink?
Yeah.
And we can move
different.
on.
I think it's different for females.
Yeah.
It's
Definitely
emotional.
different. Definitely different.
There's a,
I think.
I mean, just from my personal experience, I've never been in a female fight. I don't fight women.
That's nice.
I would hope not.
I don't fight women. But I've been in a physical altercation with a friend and like I fucking punched them in the face and we threw down and it's like, we just got up and continued walking. Like where we were going. Like it was just like we got it. He said some shit that crossed the line. I checked
I think
him.
it would be different for a female.
It definitely
and I
would be
believe you.
different.
I
It
believe
definitely
you.
would be different.
But I think that you get. I think that there's a. I think that I don't understand where your world is. For us, we could discern it. Like this is just a physical. I had to get it out. Yeah,
Where us, it's more emotional.
Definitely more emotion.
I can disconnect that physical thing. And that's why guys are pieces of shit
the
cheaters.
circumstance.
This is an
I feel like
interesting
if you
topic.
put your hands on me, it's emotionally.
That's
That's physical.
kind of
Provoked.
fair. That's kind of fair.
But
And
if
that's kinda
someone's
where
like,
we're
you're
at.
a dumb bitch, I'll be like, fuck you.
Exactly.
Like-
But if your best friend were to say you're a dumb bitch and hits you, bitch.
Who's a dumb bitch now?
If my best friend called me a dumb bitch and then hit me, that would be you. And I'm used to you
But
calling me like a bunch of names.
But you're not a female. And I always say fuck you.
Fuck you, G.
Fuck you, G.
Fucking, I'm very used to you calling me a bunch of names.
But it's, I feel like it's
I would
different.
just stare at you like, what is wrong with you?
It's different.
I know I'm being funny. I'm being,
You
I'm being funny. But no, I want to hear this. You said it's different.
I feel like it's different. I feel like it hurts more when it's emotionally
Agreed.
based. But with women, it's more emotional. I don't know. You guys are fucking physical.
Well,
Men are physical.
Like, for my old unit, my manager was one of my friends.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found out she was talking shit. Like, to my assistant nurse manager was talking shit to the nurse manager. Like, this is part of the reason why I ended up transferring hospitals and everything. And I thought we were friends.
Yeah,
So
I
she
feel the
betrayed
betrayal.
me on a level that I was like, are you fucking kidding me? After like
You
all
were
this time that
hurt.
I've been talking to you and like, again, I don't have a lot of friends in general. I don't open up to people in general. So it's like a lot of things like I told you about myself and like you knew about my kids, you know this, you know that. And it's like, and you went behind my back and like you did all this shit.
That would be
Like you're lucky I didn't fucking hit you in your face.
that's fair.
I feel like that's emotional. Like you hurt me to my core. You violated something.
Yeah, like you almost
that
made me lose
We're
my job.
done. We are done.
Yeah. Like
All
you
right.
almost made me lose my job.
Well, like I said, in that situation, that's almost like a snake type situation where I wouldn't expect you to still be cool with that person because
Surprisingly enough, I texted her the other day to be like, hey, I just wanted to check in and make sure you're doing all right.
But see, that shows you're a bigger person. And I
Right,
would not be
right.
that person. Because once you stab me in the back.
I want the world to know one thing about me. I am a very good friend. I will love you for as long as you're a friend forever. But the moment you fuck me over, you
The
were cut
moment
off.
you cross me, we're
and it's
done.
supposed to be like
Yeah.
that because if you bite me once, that
And I
means
feel
you
like
have
that's
the
family or
capability.
friend.
Whether you never bite me again, you have the capability to bite me.
I will cut you off.
and I have to distance myself from you because
I
I
didn't say
never
we was
know.
hanging out. I
No,
just
I'm
said
saying no,
just
no, and I'm
making sure you're doing all right because I
100%.
know she had some mental health issues and all these other things.
Which
So I
is
was
fair,
like,
and you know all of that. But when somebody crosses you like that, I feel like regardless of the situation, we were cool. and you stabbed me in the back. Why? And who's to say that you wouldn't do it again?
Exactly.
The thing too
That's what I
that gets me is like she never like was like I'm sorry.
See,
She's
and
never
right there.
like
She was like, "You're
There's
right."
no accountability.
no, none of that.
Bruh. You are so,
No friends.
You want me to call her?
No.
I'll fuck
Do
with
we
her.
need to go slice some?
It's one of those things like I know she knows.
I-
It's just like she hasn't verbalized like I'm sorry, like what happened.
Because she
lot of
knows
that
she's
is-
a piece of shit.
A lot of that is pride.
Yeah.
A lot of that is embarrassment. The fact that you know you've done somebody that you considered a friend dirty.
Who
or
never
done
did
them
anything
wrong.
to you.
And so, like I said, we don't have to be blood enemies. I don't have to
Yeah. I don't have to hate you
come
forever.
in, I don't have to hate you, but I'm not fucking with you, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I'm not
That's
I'm not
fair.
gonna give you a chance to cross me or stab me in the back like that again. I saw you as a friend. You showed me the other side of how you are, and we're gonna leave it at that.
Like, I don't wish you well, but I don't want nothing bad to
I
happen
don't wish
to
you harm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's a really big line to discern. Like, it's important to. There are very few people I hate, and then there's a lot of people I just don't care. I don't care whether good or bad happens to you. You don't matter to me, and it very often the people who don't matter are those who cross that line. Where it's like, I can't fuck with you anymore, bro. And it's fucked because I'm never. I hate this. I love and hate this about myself. Like I say this very honestly. I can't fake it.
No,
Like I can't fake. Like you could.
I said that recently.
She
But
did say that
I am
recently.
not going to fake it.
She
But
did say
like,
that
but you can tell
recently.
it really, really fast to my face. Like I remember I had a recent altercation with a person that was like, "Hey, they betrayed my trust," and they're apologetic, and I was like, "Look, I don't fucking care. I don't care that you're sorry. Don't be sorry. Be fucking better. Like I will give you one and done. You fuck around and again, and you will find out." I was like, and not that I will fight you. I was like, I just will treat you like a void in my life. Like there will be a blank space wherever you are from here on out. And they just looked at me like, that's fair. It's like, no. You heard, I'm going to be mad at you. I need you to understand that you will universally no longer exist.
You are nothing to me.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, I was like, understand the gravity of what I'm saying. I'm a very mean person. Like, but I'm also very, very loyal. You're a good friend of mine. I will fucking go to bat in hell for you. But if that, as much as I love, as equally as I will ignore, like not hate, I will ignore.
That is the key word, loyalty. Like I said, for me, that's real big where I come from.
Trust me.
You consider people to be in your circle or be down with, as far as friendships and that kind of stuff like that. I'm real cautious about who I let in my circle.
Fair.
And a lot of that stem from past experiences of people who I consider to be my friend, my homies, that kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I find out information to where you was doing the whole snake bit and that kind of stuff like that. It can be 10, 20 years from now. I can never rock with you like that again.
Bruh.
Just because I know you have the capability
There's a certain level
of doing that.
There's a certain level. I know people, like people, especially people might criticize someone to their, like, did you see so-and-so is doing this and this? Like, whatever. That's just petty bochinche. Like, this, just people talk shit. I don't take that serious. But if I find that someone's, like, genuinely talking some negative shit, that puts a check mark. I understand. And I was like, when I confirm, okay. And then
Heard.
there's like a all right, there's a checklist of I no longer fuck with you. And there will almost always be like, hey, like a moment of like, I'm gonna confront you. And we know how we are. Sonia, you and I are pretty forward. Amanda's pretty forward. We're all, our group of friends is me, you, Mikey, and Sonia are all pretty fucking forward. And it doesn't change. We will always, like, if I have an issue, like, fucking Mikey called me at 1 a.m. Yo, did you see this? I was like, yo, what the fuck's going on? And we will have a real fucking conversation. So Amanda, I call her. I was like, the fuck, do you hear this bullshit? Sonia, we don't talk all the time, but when we talk, it's never a fake conversation. It's 100% real. And those are the people I rock with the most.
I can appreciate that, bro. Whether it be something that I want to hear or I don't want to hear, the fact that you can give it to me real and I can sit down and I can process the whole, well, she's coming from this angle. Even if I don't agree with it, I can respect it because you're keeping it real.
Yeah.
Versus me finding out that from somebody else or me finding out that you were doing this behind my back. I always
we
felt
can
like we
agree
was
to
close
disagree.
enough to where you could have just came to me and talked to me about
That's
that.
my point. I'm far from perfect. I fuck up all the time. motherfucker, I fucked up cleaning the kitchen the other day because I mopped before I swept. Like, tell me these shit.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I was in a hurry. It was a Swiffer, and I was in a hurry. I was like, oh, I'm gonna clean up. I was in a hurry. I knew I fucked up. I knew as I did it, I was like, this is stupid. There's still crumbs. There's still crumbs. My point is, like, I'm trying to make light of it, but like, I know I'm like flawed. I think everyone acknowledges that.
Right.
So if ever we ever cross lines, I think that's why our friendships are 15 years, even though Sonia's like, I don't like you. No, but like,
Speak for yourself.
I'm joking.
You didn't say I don't like y'all.
I just said I'm not nice. But 15 years of friendship doesn't come without like, hey, there's ups and downs, but there's always none of us have ever wondered how we stood with someone.
It's
At
a
least with each
mutual
other.
respect at the end of the day, man. Like you said, you might have your disagreements where you don't agree with what he's saying, or you might not agree with what she's saying, but I should be able to come to you and express my feelings, and you know I'm not coming from a place of malice, or not coming from a place of not having your best interest from what I think.
No, you hit it on the head. You hit it on the fucking head. That malice is that intent is what matters. I can say, yo, Amanda, what the fuck, bro? And it could be some real shit. It's not going to be comfortable. And then like, but it wasn't like, I don't fuck with you. Because if I didn't fuck with you, you wouldn't have this conversation coming from me.
Right.
You would slowly just not slowly. You immediately would stop hearing from me. Period.
And I tell people all the time, like, never think or never let, you know me. If you down with me, if you rock with me, you know how I am. You know who I am. You should know if we consider ourselves friends and we've been friends for years. You should never know that if you hear anything or I say anything, it's never to hurt you.
That's fair.
I never would say anything deliberately to hurt you. If I consider you my friend, my significant other, my boy, my homie, whatever, I would never do nothing like that. So if you even feeling like that, I feel like that's the moment that you need to pull me to the side and say, T, I'm feeling like this.
Yeah.
Or we need to talk about this. And I'll let you know where I'm coming from. You can let me know why you felt or received it like that, and vice versa. And like you said, we'll go from that. Yeah. But if you do something that I feel like was, that was out of pocket, and you did it just because of your own personal, what you felt like you were going to get from the situation, not even thinking about how I felt or what was going to come out of the situation, I feel like that's being disloyal. And that's at that moment, like I said, if I give you a chance to bite me once, then you definitely had the capability of biting me again. I can't allow that to happen.
I think this is awesome. I think this is a fucking perfect fight. Your friends,
not the
kids.
Snakes.
Look, at the end of the day,
snakes is real, bro.
The snakes.
Let's be clear.
Snakes.
Let's be clear. All this is to say, I'm gonna fight your kids' bullies. I'm gonna fight.
That's what I'm talking about. Period.
I will fight all your kids' bullies. Listen, so this story for This Is BS is a little bit lighter. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
I just did not imagine the story when I was reading through it. I find random articles and random news things that I think are just.
It's crazy to think that you post something and then you're like, yeah, and then you get arrested. Oh damn!
Yeah, it's like Mr. Johnson.
Oh no!
No. Oh, at least I got more followers this week. I got more followers. So there's another story. This is lighter. This is just fucking random. This is just something stupid. I just thought it was, you wouldn't believe it. An escaped zebra who was on the run for 6 days was finally captured with the help of none other than a local rodeo clown and a loaf of white bread.
White bread.
What did the white bread have to do with it?
He used it as lure. So apparently a local circus had three zebras that all escaped on the highway, and they were running amok, and some rodeo clown hopped out of his car. Is like, guys, I'm a trained professional.
I got some bread.
I got some white bread.
In a full clown outfit, because apparently he was on his way to a rodeo.
Doesn't get dressed at.
Apparently you show up in costume, and he's like, I got this. Pulled out a loaf of white bread and assisted the authorities in rounding up the last of the 3 zebras.
He said, "I stay ready."
He was running late. That's why he was already dressed. He was late.
So it was 30 miles east of Seattle to they're actually apparently it looks like they were transporting the zebras out of a petting zoo in Anaconda, Montana.
Anaconda.
My anaconda don't want none.
So buns, hun. Literally.
So
White buns.
White buns.
and the name of the zebra that was the most fickle was Sugar.
Oh, not Sugar.
Sugar.
Call him Deborah.
Sugar was a problem. Like I just saw that. I was like, how do you react to that? Imagine being a police officer. It's like, what is going on? And the rodeo clown with Brett is like, it's all under control, officer.
Okay, I got buns, hun.
Come here, Sugar.
I got buns and anaconda. I laughed so fucking hard when I was in this. Because imagine being the person like traffic's like, what the fuck is...
I don't think I could imagine that at all.
Just being in traffic, you're like, what the fuck is going on? And you see zebras. And then you see a rodeo clown. Come here, Sugar. Like
With a loaf of bread.
Wonder Bread.
Wonder bread.
I don't know how I would react. Like, I don't even know I would be mad at traffic anymore.
I would be confused, caught off guard.
I think I would just keep driving.
Like, just go around the zebras and the
Yeah.
clown is like, I gotta go.
Forget it.
Whatever.
Come on, break.
I gotta go to work. The fuck is this?
But that's not... What the fuck is this? I'm sorry, that caught me off
I'd be
guard.
like Florida man. Like, fuck.
Right. My bath salts.
Bath salts. At first, I was just like, "Why? How do you lose 4 zebras? Like, how do you not secure the zebras?
That was my first question. That was my first thought.
How does that
Not
happen?
Secure them. I don't know.
I feel like that's a kind of negligence that you just like. Who's supposed? Is Todd's high as bath salts?
First of all, it was
The
probably
zebra, they're probably like open
It was
and
the
the
rodeo
zebras are like,
clowns.
wait a minute.
The zebra saw people like the latch. It was like, oh,
Yeah,
we
is
moved that
this
shit. We free.
real?
This is our moment.
It's not a test. It's not a drill.
He cut.
He could. The rodeo clown is getting fired.
Oh
He
my
got
god!
it. He cut.
No, the rodeo clown was
He's the one who
apparently
saved the day.
No, he's the one.
Radio
He was
clown
the one
was
who
in
did
traffic
not
just like
lock
us.
them up.
The rodeo clown was in
He
traffic
was
heading
in
to
traffic
work.
just like us.
He was heading towards the zebras.
No, he was heading to bullfighting.
Why are you adding
Bullshit.
to the story?
Leave the rodeo clown alone. He was the hero.
Why are they in the same area? They
don't-
obviously have something to do with each other.
The biggest question is, what the fuck is going on in Anaconda? Like,
Can someone tell me where Anaconda, Montana is on the map?
Never heard of it.
North. It's north.
it's north.
It's northwest.
So this happened May 5th of 2024. So it happened recently.
Cinco de Mayo.
Not Cinco de Mayo.
That was the other part.
The
Makes
zebras
sense.
are like, we're free.
It makes
We're gonna
sense.
blame tequila.
That's what I was gonna say. I was
That's
like,
why I say it makes sense.
there's a good chance someone was really fucking drunk and just like, oh, I forgot to like. He's the hero.
Is he?
He's the protagonist.
Is he?
Allegedly.
So they said the animals made their dash for freedom when the owner stopped to fix a problem with the trailer.
Fix.
While 3 of the zebras were quickly recaptured, the mare proved elusive and later spotted wandering around the area. Desperate to be reunited with Sugar,
Sugar.
they were called 911 and authorities were called, and all these signs were put red signs.
Dispatcher for that call.
Signs were put roadside. One read, South Fork is Team Zebra. Call 911 if you see her.
Not South Fork. It's Team Zebra.
Zebra. That's how the
Oh my-
Australians say it.
There are images, and it's just fucking beautiful. It's just
I'm very upset that I know only one zebra's name.
the other ones got caught fast.
What about the other ones?
The heroes are the only ones who get the known in
Sugar?
history, bro. Sugar made it. Sugar,
Did Sugar make it?
barely until
They
white.
beat her when she got back.
She definitely got
Did
beat.
she make it?
Oh my god! So David Danton, 52-year-old, a former rodeo clown and bullfighter, joined the volunteers.
Is there a picture of him?
No, not yet.
Did you say former bull rider?
Yeah, bull rider.
He was 52.
This was
We
a
can't
setup.
ride anymore.
This was a setup on the highway
I'm just
going
concerned
from
that
Anaconda.
there's so many concerns. A 52-year-old rodeo clown is sitting in traffic. It's like, I know what to do.
I can help
I got
you.
this, guys.
This guy.
I've been practicing my whole life.
This is my moment.
I really feel like that was his moment. He's just like a light bulb went off. He's like, I will be remembered in infamy.
And then what comes of him?
Nothing. He's gonna get probably Wonder Bread is gonna sponsor him.
His new outfit.
For the buns?
Wonder Bread all over his like clown outfit, like a fucking NASCAR rider.
Seriously, a like mini version.
That's so fucked up, man. But I was just thinking, I was like, first of all, what the fuck are zebras doing in Montana? On the highway,
Making a
and why are
living.
you securing it while driving? Like, you should have secured that
It should
bitch.
have been secured. I'm telling you, the rodeo clown was in on it.
You want some, like,
He said, "This is."
you've been reading way too many mystery novels. Like,
No.
not everything's a crime, man.
Yes, this is a crime. The zebras were loose.
No, sugar is thriving right now, and you're
Living
like,
her
Sugar
best
thriving.
life.
Did anybody check on Sugar?
actually, real talk. I don't know if I trust Montana on sugar.
See,
I don't.
What's
they're
wrong with
eating zebra.
The fuck?
that?
What are? Can you? Someone check her books. I
That
don't.
escalated.
I'm saying, did anybody check on the zebra?
I'm sure they're fine.
Is she?
Let me find out.
Allegedly.
Sugar the zebra's gonna be like her dead.
Allegedly.
Her
Um,
grave.
Zebra's fine, guys. She's at the next
they use
rodeo.
sugar, so they use Sugar's favorite treat, white bread, to lure her in.
It's her
Incredible
favorite
rancor.
treat.
Apparently, I
White
don't know why
bread.
he knew that.
How did they have?
He knew it because he was in on it. I'm telling y'all.
After she munched through oats and hay, Mr. Dalton built a smaller pen and finally a 24-foot long alley
Keep her
that led to the
secluded from
trailer.
the others.
Yeah, so Sugar
Something going
might
on.
not be okay. There's
See?
no like, there's no like finality to it. There's no like, hey, Sugar's
And
great.
she walked into the cage.
Right. She walked into said cage.
What happened next?
Alone.
I want to check on Sugar. Like hashtag pray for Sugar.
Hashtag pray for sugar. Free sugar.
Free sugar.
Someone's gonna
Free
hand me
sugar.
like fucking Domino sugar. Like, hey, is this what you guys needed? Get the fuck out. We need the
No.
zebra. Bring the zebra on the show.
The zebra.
All right.
Where is the clown?
So
I
where-
need to talk to him.
He knows more.
I'm
He
gonna
knows
bring
more
David.
than he's letting on.
David Denton is like, is this a conspiracy theory? What the fuck is going on?
Yes.
Please stop letting her read these books. Like, give her another book.
Gonna interrogate.
We need to bring her
Back
into.
to the first 48.
Yeah, we
Like, I
need,
need a
I'm
lawyer.
telling you, even you want to see what's going on with sugar.
yes, but only
She's
because
in our
of,
burgers.
only because of peer pressure
our
at this
burgers.
point. I just want to know what happened to Sugar. I hope
We're
she's not in our
eating
burgers.
zebra.
Who is eating zebra?
Why are you crying?
She's worried.
I'm laughing too hard.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm not doing this. I'm not eating zebra. I eat chicken 95% of the time. I have
You
that.
think it's chicken.
I have diverticulitis. You know I can't eat red meat.
You think it's chicken.
Am I gonna die from zebra? Am I gonna die from zebra meat, Amanda?
What is zebra meat?
I don't fucking
You don't know
know.
what zebras look like?
No, zebra meat.
I tried, low key. I'm not even gonna lie. Shit, if it came down to it, let me
You
tell
How'd
would
you,
you
try
season it?
zebra meat?
I would try it.
Yeah, season it, cook it.
I would try
All right,
it.
let's be real. Let's be real. There's a line of
Shit
like
might be a delicacy.
there's a line of like food and I hate those posters that say food and then friend and like trying to promote
Can't
veganism
they
and
all be your
vegetarianism,
friend?
and they could all be food if the right
Or
circumstances.
your friend.
Like if it's in
That's
the
where I'm
apocalypse,
coming from.
every single one of them, I'm gonna eat the horse.
No, if it's an apocalypse, then yeah, we eat everything.
But I also want to ride. I need to ride the horse because I can't drive a car in the apocalypse. So at some
Once
point,
the horse goes down, you eat it.
yeah, that's my
Yeah, but
point.
you have to feed the horse.
Yeah, you have to feed the horse hay and stuff. I'm not eating the
But
hay.
what if you can't feed the horse?
Then I'm eating the horse.
Exactly.
There's no quams. There's no question.
no question about
In the
that.
apocalypse, I'm
Yeah.
eating.
Horse.
We having
Sugar.
horse meat tonight. Sugar, sugar ass is
Sugar
real.
is not okay, guys.
This is not the apocalypse, Amanda. Like,
You just said you're eating sugar.
in the apocalypse.
I'm eating sugar. I agree.
Yeah,
with you
we
on
have
this one.
lights
This
and
is
power.
delirious.
We have those are both the same things. We have water and power right now. There's no zombies outside. I will eat
Look.
sugar in the apocalypse.
You just read that sugar was led to a
Cage.
Cage.
To
A solo cage
to take her back to her kin.
to her kin.
Yeah, because we.
By
Maybe she was
herself.
being sex trafficked. It said she was the only mayor.
What sex trafficking?
What is happening right now? Sugar's being set.
Tired of being.
I
It said
didn't
she
say
was
that.
the mayor.
She what? Actually, she might
Oh,
be fair.
she
She
did-
might be right. Yeah.
She was like, I'm tired of this.
Is she? Oh my God, they're running through Sugar. They have. Oh, that's fucked up.
You've gone too far.
She said sex trafficking.
I didn't bring that up. I
You
was just
said
thinking
eating.
somebody ate sugar.
There's a lot of things going on here. We need to check on sugar. Someone check on Anaconda,
Somebody give us an
Montana.
update on sugar if you got it.
If anyone's listening,
I'm
please.
looking up
She has her
Anaconda,
own
Montana.
Where it exists. First, who's naming it Anaconda, Montana? That is a terrible
Who
town
names
name.
zebra sugar?
Somebody in
That seems.
Montana.
It's the same as like calling your dog Bella. It's pretty common.
I don't know any animal named sugar.
I know like 14
Calling
Bellas.
your dog
Bella.
Bella.
That's normal. Sugar.
Sugar.
list.
I've heard a
Not
bunch of
normal.
dogs named Sugar.
I've never heard of a dog named
Yeah,
sugar.
I've heard.
I've heard of a few sugars myself.
Yeah, exactly.
Never.
I've heard of a few
Yeah.
sugars.
I mean, I
Are
called
they white dogs?
like white people owned or white.
No.
I wanted to
I was
verify.
thinking white people own too.
No.
I'm not-
Are they white dogs?
Yeah, I
or are
just
they
need-
Puerto Rican dogs?
Yeah, I was verifying details before I answered appropriately. I wanted to answer.
Are they white? Like
Yes.
their coat
Yes.
is
Yeah,
white.
the typical Hispanic dog, the white, like white, halfway furry ones.
Yeah.
I've seen one called Sugar.
But a
both-
zebra is not white.
Partially.
Partially.
50.
They're striped. So why name it sugar?
There's a mulatto joke in there, and I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
Do it. Anaconda. Montana. Apparently.
I'm so mad. I was like, I don't want to do it. I have to mention that
So
it's
don't
there.
make me go down this road.
There's a mulatto joke there. That's fucked. Is it really a real place?
Mm-hmm.
God damn it. What's going on in Montana? They're
It's
trying
just
to.
like one of those small towns you kind of drive through.
Nicki
then you get to,
Minaj
like,
lived
this
there?
Beautiful.
Shit, that's Montana in general.
I'm dead. I said Nicki Minaj.
Oh,
they
God.
probably don't
All
even
right.
know who that is.
So, last but not least, I do want to talk about the fact that you guys were in retail for some time. I know we all were.
That's pretty.
So, that transition out of retail.
I still am.
I
Oh,
mean,
that is pretty.
let me see. Shit, Anaconda's beautiful. God damn, I'm mad that
It is
Anaconda,
pretty nice.
Montana's actually really nice. Shots Anaconda group trip. I mean, we're way.
Storm Lake Loop.
I mean, let's be clear, we're way too dark to go to Montana by ourselves.
It's not happening.
Like all four of us should not go there. We need at least one sugar.
Ashley.
Keep your sugar on your team. At least one.
Is that what we're calling?
Not now. I mean, now we are. I mean, not previously.
Oh my god.
So retail. So was retail. God damn it. When we left retail, was that transition tough? First question.
No, because
that's why
I
I
feel
said
like
I
the
never
hospital
left.
system. The hospital system considers caring for patients, caring for customers.
Sonia. No, same thing. You're all.
Yeah. It's the same thing.
You worked in both for a little bit, right?
What?
Retail, still pharmacy, and hospital for a little bit. You just immediately, when you got into nursing, you're like, "Fuck you, I'm out."
Well, no, that's not true. It was on, but it wasn't for a long time. It was like a couple months.
Yeah. How was that? Like in between? Did you look at retail like this is a break?
No,
Still as
it's the
stressful?
same shit.
Shit. That's a big. I know you guys are like just saying, just matter of fact, but that's a fucking really telling thing.
No, because it is.
I mean, you weren't wiping asses in pharmacy, but felt like the same thing.
It was a different. I
Transaction.
feel like it was a different wiping ass.
You
Like
still have to put on a happy face
You still have to
and
put on
make
a
sure
happy
the
face
customer's
because-
happy.
make sure their drugs are in on time, make sure that their copays are correct, making sure that their insurance cards are updated. Even though that they didn't give you the correct insurance card or give you the updated insurance card or provide you with a prescription. Yeah.
I feel like I'm tapping into some PTSD right here.
That's what it sounds like.
All right. So you left retail. Was there any aspect of retail you missed?
My manager.
Jamie.
Not
Being away
Jensen,
from
Jamie.
customers.
What were you saying?
Being away from customers.
I feel like it's
I
the same.
feel-
I feel like
I'm-
it's still being with customers.
No, I miss like just filling prescriptions.
Oh, that kind of
counting
I
the
miss
pills.
counting pills.
Counting to 90
Yeah,
and
like-
calling it a day?
I kind of like where I am now because I'm not the primary person in charge.
Yeah, but initially in your first, I'm saying about the transitional stage.
The
not-
transition was, I feel like it wasn't too bad because I feel like it's so similar.
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting to me because
Yeah.
when you think about the fact that like retail pharmacy is literally meant to be customer service facing and all that. And generally speaking, from an outsider's perspective, we talked about it earlier. Obviously, we talked in depth about it. But from an outsider's perspective, we don't see nursing as customer facing, customer service. Hey, how are you today?
That's exactly what it is.
It's like those people who turn a tablet and please tip us.
No,
like,
that's literally, I said at one point that they were going to start implementing that.
Yeah, I have a jar on my pants now. I'm just kidding.
No,
I said I was going to put one.
They have
You want your
tablets
meds?
that like you can follow with your care, and it'll show you like your care team. So like you can see like your nurses. These are your nurses. These are the doctors. I'm like, they're going to start making it like reviews. Like,
And
how was your nurse last night? Or blah blah blah. How was this nurse? And
They release a lot of their like labs and stuff too
the results
prior
notes.
to the physician even seeing it.
Yes.
And so I feel like there's a lot more questions when
And it's like
the care team
doctor-
isn't ready.
And as a nurse, we're not supposed to give results.
yeah, that
Like, I'm not supposed to discuss with you. Like, I can be like, oh, it's normal or it's abnormal, but I can't be like, oh, your CT scan shows that you have blah, 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 blah. Like, that's something the doctor has to discuss with them. But they will be like, well, the results are here. If I can see it, you can see it. And it's like,
What does
yes,
it mean?
but
What
that's
does
out
it
of my
all
scope
mean?
of practice. Like,
Yeah.
I cannot discuss that with you.
it
is
should not be released until a physician reads
Exactly.
I was about to say, I was like, I feel like there's a bunch of laws that keep you from being able to do that. Look, I understand that you know what the fuck it means, but isn't there like a whole, why the fuck the doctor exist then? Why does he come in and then I get charged $700 for him to walk in and say, yeah, this lab is right,
for them to diagnose.
but you
and
They
come
set up
with a
like
plan.
treatment plan, and we implement it.
we could talk about that off air because I
Make
think
sure
there's
that
other bullshit.
they don't fuck up.
Yeah.
So yeah, make sure
What
he
they
doesn't
do.
fuck up. So you are the bumpers.
As long as
so you
it's
know.
a competent nurses, because there's some nurses that they just do whatever the doctor says and don't
So let's be,
second guess it.
so I'm gonna compare it to bowling. So his goal is to get the pins at the end, and you are the bumpers that set up and make sure that he doesn't fuck up and get a gutter ball.
Depending on the person.
Depending on the
sometimes
physics. But
they'll
you
be
two
like-
specifically, because I don't know any. I know you
Yes.
three right now. Fuck them all. The rest, I don't know. Very, very specific about my circle. But you three seem like very above average nurses, and obviously excelling
We
in
are
your games.
competent.
Yes.
All right. Competent nurses. Y'all could be humble as much as you want. It's my show. I can say what I want. You guys are fantastic.
Oh, thanks.
Hell, shit. I used it.
Try.
I'm gonna tell you a really mean thing I did because Amanda was there for. I did a really mean thing. Someone was coming in while I was hospitalized, and they were like gonna do drugs and like do all whatever they were doing. I was like, yeah, she's a nurse.
Oh, I hate that. JC will do that shit all the time. She's like, she's a nurse.
It wasn't on purpose. I was high as a kite, and I didn't give a shit about the person in front of me. But I wanted to make sure that I was getting the best care from. Hey, this might have been someone who's been just burnt the fuck out and angry. I was like, hey, but Amanda caught that person was pushing my drugs too hard, too fast. It was like Dilaudid, and she was pushing it like I was an addict. And I was like, what the fuck just happened
You
here?
get that rush.
And I was not
And that's
cool.
what people look for.
I
after.
wasn't okay. No, I felt like puking. You could ask her. I was like, I was like, yo, this is not okay. I was like, I don't fucking feel good. And she's like, yeah, people like this shit. I don't fucking know why. I don't like any of it. I don't want any. What the fuck is happening? That nurse is a piece of shit. Call her back in here. Like, I'm so angry. Well, you guys excel at your craft. And then when you think about that, like whole doctors being there and like they depend on you so solely for all that information, right?
That's right.
If you suck at your job, is he really going to be aware?
No.
No.
Then
But
why
they'll
the
blame you.
But why the fuck am I paying him then?
Yeah, they're not aware because they don't take the time to know their staff. But they're quick to blame.
That's infuriating. From an outside perspective, if you are making sure, if you are everything a safeguard, I don't know why I need him.
And I feel like it's their job to educate in a sense. Like
Yeah,
if you feel
definitely.
like your nurses don't know what it is that you want or you're looking for or what to look for, educate them, teach them so that they know next time. But don't sit there and berate them. That's not fair.
Shouldn't a doctor know right from looking at the chart and everything kind of what to expect?
They should know what to expect,
think
but
so.
sometimes things don't go as expected.
Okay.
Or they don't listen to the nurse.
I hate physicians. We could do
I
this
think
all
this
day.
patient, like, they're going to take a turn because this and this is changing. And then, oh, no, it's not. Okay, cool. We'll see later on.
And then you're right. And do you ever tell them I told you so?
For what? They
They're
don't
not
care.
there.
That's what I was about to say. Me being a night shift nurse, I rarely see physicians, especially the main admitting physicians.
How often do you see your doctors?
Doctors once, like as a patient,
Once in 24 hours.
No,
Yeah, once
as
a
a
day.
as a nurse.
as a
how
nurse,
often do you
night
see?
shift nurse, no.
Night shift
nurses
nurse,
won't see
rarely.
them unless they go into the
Rarely.
OR. Like I'll see them sometimes. Like if I
Rarely.
need orders or something, sometimes I'll see them bedside, or if they're getting ready to do surgery, I'll see them, the surgeon. But
Every
the
now
attending,
and then
But
I'll see
But
an
as night
intensivist.
shift, how often? When was the last time you saw a physician?
Like I said, the last time I saw a physician,
They're either
maybe a
coming
few
in
weeks.
early.
Maybe a few weeks.
Fuck me.
But it can be far and in between. Like I said, it just depends on what's going on, the specific case, or some physicians may come in a little bit early just to get a jump on their day, or just to speak with the patient before they get ready to take them down for a
I mostly
procedure or something,
see-
and you can catch them. But night shift nurses, we rarely see physicians. We normally just depend on what they spoke with or what conversation they had with the day shift nurse, and we rely on that nurse to rely what the physician said when we come in.
Communication has to be pristine, or someone's going to die.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Sonia, when was the last time you saw your physician?
I normally see like PAs or nurse practitioners.
Yeah. That's what we deal with.
Even because like there's the day shift intensivist. Like at night, like in ICU, they don't have a doctor normally. It's a nurse practitioner or a PA.
That's
Doctors
bananas.
are during the day.
Yep.
This is bananas to me. Like
Sometimes if it's the intensivist at night, it's whoever's admitting for the
Yeah.
for the ER.
Yeah.
It's bananas that that we started off with like retail to fucking retail pharmacy to fucking nursing, and how easy that transition was, because now we are making basically hospitals retail and customer service, which is so fucking sad, because I shouldn't be in there trying to fucking upsell me to a Twinkie or whatever the fuck is going in there. It shouldn't matter that you are the nicest, sweetest nurse. I want to walk out of there healthy.
Right.
I say that all the time. I was like, I'm not gonna be bubbly. I'm not gonna be like, oh, let's have. But like, if you're crashing, you're gonna want me in the room and not this one.
That's exactly right.
I much rather have a mean, efficient nurse than hey, how's it? I don't want the personality hire. I don't want that.
Admin wants that.
I don't want the personality hire. I want the mean old lady with fucking phenomenal amount of experience that's
You're
going
not
to.
gonna find that either. Like earlier, like T said about like
The seasoned
experienced
nurses are
nurses.
leaving.
No, like me on my unit, I'm probably one of the nurses that has the most years
Yeah.
of experience.
No, I understand. I just think that there's a part of me that would love the cranky old lady nurse over like the young bubbly. Hey,
right.
I'm doing everything by the textbook.
You would love that, but the majority of units now have that young bubbly, and that's your
Just
senior.
graduated nursing school.
Oh, I would be so mad.
The unit that I left, cardiothoracic surgery, the charge nurses have less than a year of experience as a nurse.
I have a friend that she just now got promoted to A&M. She has less than 2 years of experience.
Where are the nurses going? Is it just no one's going to
They're
nursing
leaving
anymore?
bedside.
They're just leaving bedside. Nobody wants to deal with the administration aspect.
So
Politics
where-
part of it.
So where are they going?
Politics.
Some leave nursing altogether.
Yeah.
Oh,
It happens.
Some
What
do
industries do they
work
typically
from home
transition?
Jobs.
Work from home, legal, travel.
really?
Yeah.
Travel makes sense because you can stay in your field and make a fuck ton of money and not have any ties.
Although a lot of travel nurses are now saying that the pay
Contracts
isn't
aren't-
worth it. Yeah.
That's
Just
fucking unfortunate.
depends.
Like I said, I feel like for me, I was fortunate enough.
To
I
come in
was
with the
fortunate
OGs.
enough to be able to come under some of those old school
Yeah,
nurses.
some of those OGs.
So I witnessed it. So to compare that from then to now, I can definitely see the difference. But like
Yeah.
I said, I was fortunate enough to be able to come up under some of that old school toolage, to where, like I said, their prime objective was not to be your friend or make sure that they got high scores and that kind of stuff like that. When their job was solely to make sure you left out of there better than you came
I
in.
want the meanest, most
I
efficient
want the
nurse
meanest,
possible.
most efficient nurse
I
possible.
want the nurse to be like, baby, you were in here for the third time because you can't control your blood pressure. Like, you a dumbass. You're right. I am so sorry. And I would feel like I'm getting yelled at and scolded by a grandparent. I need that. I need that. I'm such a childish man.
And like I said, just for me personally, coming from the sports world, it was the same type of thing. I would rather have a coach that's going to ride my ass, that's going to be on me, that's going to try to make me be the best player that I could be, because you're not letting me skate by. It was the same thing with the nurses. I had the old school nurses that they knew the game.
Yeah.
So they were able to pass that knowledge on to me, so that when I see the difference, I know it. I know the bullshit. I don't have to guess it. This how it is. This how it should be. I know how it should be. And so, like I said, when you see the politics part of it, that's the part of it that drives a lot of people away. Is that I'm here to provide a service. I'm not here to necessarily be that person's friend or to make sure this person feel like they're at a resort or something like that. Yeah. My whole thing is I need you to understand that I'm here to try to make sure you have the most efficient care possible. And to me, that overlaps any of that happiness type of stuff, or I want you just to give me a 10 or an excellent grade when I send out the survey.
If I did fine, give me a 9.
That shouldn't matter.
I remember that.
Traumatic. No, see, you bring up a fucking great point, and something about the word service pisses me off, because I know what you guys are doing, and it bothers me that when people hear servitude, they diminish who you are as a human being.
Yeah.
That bothers me so fucking much, and I don't know how to articulate that effectively, because I think that whole the customer is always right translates in I have so many Americans' minds. Bullshit. I also want to finish that phrase. You know the rest of that phrase? The customer is always right in a matter of taste. There's a whole fucking rest of that phrase that no one ever talks about. I'll pull it up. So there's a whole front of that people have been utilizing to just actually almost excuse bad behavior. Right. The customer is always right. Full phrase is full quote. Let me pull it up. Sorry for everyone listening at home. The customer is always right in a matter of taste, which means that if you want to buy something ugly hat, let them. They're still buying it. There's a rest of that. Not that you have to excuse their bad, shitty, poor behavior. Right. But people take that to every fucking thing they do, and especially and I'm not trying to get political for America or whatever, but especially in this world, everything's economy based, everything's fucking capitalist based, and then we're just trying to run through as much money as I can make, and the best way I can do it is if I know Sonia's hospital has a higher rating for customer satisfaction. I'm just using you as an example. I'm gonna tell you the truth right now to your face. If for some reason, because I'm an idiot, I get into some situation where I need an emergency, I'm gonna text you, hey, are you working? I just need you to know that my leg is bleeding profusely.
What should I do?
And I need to go
911.
Yeah.
Why are you texting me?
No, that's fine. I just need to know which hospital you are at, because that's the one I'm going to.
Are you working?
Not because I need you to answer these questions. Lady, I need you to know where I'm going. You're not there? Shit. Fuck. Where do you recommend? Help. I gotta use somebody to help. But I think it's unfair and it's fucked up, because I think everything becomes so fucking ingrained in what's our customer service score and all this shit. And the consumer is controlled so fucking much because this has become a business. Everything we do is a business. It's no longer a service. Firefighters, police officers, everything becomes a business. We talk about everything emergency services. This fire department sucks. Let's fucking defund them. What the fuck? They just saved 14 children, or they give you the jaws of life. What the fuck's your problem? What? Because Greg was a douche? I'm sorry. He was on fire part of the day. He's not in the best mood. You went to this hospital and that nurse was mean. Yeah, she got shit on literally. What the fuck?
Literally.
What do you want her to do? The doctor is also working 14 jobs because his liability insurance is 52% of his income.
The doctor just went home and then 5 minutes later got called back in.
Yeah.
He's not sleeping.
Yeah. The firefighters go for 7 on, 7 off. The fact that I'm conscious, shut up. There's a certain level of you're mean. And are you walking?
Right.
Are you alive?
But did you die?
But did you die though?
Did you die?
And I'm not, and I know that I'm going to probably get criticism from my listeners. And if you are that person who's a Karen, please unsubscribe because I don't fuck with you. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not.
You.
Yeah. I know it's harsh, but like, you probably need to be a better human being and maybe work in one of these industries. And you will understand the plight of these people. I don't understand nursing. I commend you and I appreciate you. And I think you're better human beings than I will ever be. And that's why I'm here to get you guys drunk as often as I can.
Oh, thank you. Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. Guys.
Definitely mission accomplished.
Always, all day, every day. I'm going to have a drink off air with my friends. Fuck you guys. I mean, nothing. I love everyone who's been listening. And I appreciate everything you do. I apologize for saying F you guys, but this is a moment that I want to share with them. Sonia, do you have anything you want to say to the people at home listening?
About?
Anything. Yourself, where they can find you.
Find me, don't find.
Don't find me. Tell them to be nice to nurses.
I don't want to be found. Yeah, pretty much. Just be nice. Not even just to nurses, just nice to everyone. Because you don't know what people are going through.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, be nice to the humans and educate yourselves.
Just be human.
Just be human being.
Be a good human.
Educate yourselves.
Any
and
shout outs?
advocate for yourselves and for your family.
Yeah. And cut off any friends or family that are dicks. T, do you have anything for people listening at home as we say goodbye?
I guess in closing for me, I would just basically just say, like I said, I've enjoyed this experience.
Good, I'm glad, man.
Yeah, definitely. It's good to sit around and talk
Holy
about.
shit, this is the longest I've ever hung out with T.
Yeah, true.
I just did that math. I was like, hold the fuck up.
That is facts.
My head was like, I've known this motherfucker forever. It's like, no, I haven't.
But like I said, just know, like coming from a nursing aspect, it's good for us to be able to have these conversations, just to let other nurses know, not just nurses, but also patients, staff, families, whoever know that when you take on this responsibility as a nurse or any healthcare workers or team, we're trying our best. That's it. We're trying our best to make sure, like I said, you leave out better than you came in. Just know that you're not the only one or the only person, only patient that we're dealing with. So just know that at the end of the day, we have your best interests at heart. And at the end, all we ask for is respect.
I love that.
We just want respect.
I love that.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
Don't know what it means to me.
Mm.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T. I don't know the rest of the words. I just know it. Oh my God. So guys, as always, first and foremost, hold on, let me do this for everybody listening at home. Just mainly for Sonia.
All right. Yeah.
All right. All right, guys. So thanks for tuning in for Bourbon and Nursing. This episode means a lot to me. These people mean a lot to me. And I want to make sure that we give them the light and opportunity to be able to express themselves. I think that there's many walks of life that we don't all get tribute to. You think that everything just gets hands delivered and everything. As a consumer, we often forget that people are out there actually living and doing these things for you. And they're human beings and not robots. Sorry, Elon. It's not going to get there that fast. You son of a bitch. But shouts to you guys for being on the show. I really appreciate you guys being on.
Yeah, we appreciate you, bro.
Thank you for last minute arrival and making sure that you were. I'm very glad that your significant other gave you the questions in advance.
Yes, sir.
She was great about that.
The shade, guys. The shade.
There's no shade. I'm telling you directly to you. You're in the room. All jokes. I'm glad that all of you were able to make it in. I'm glad that we actually got to fucking finally put this together.
Yeah,
and I'm glad that I forced this onto all of
time.
your calendars.
Yeah.
I was like,
You're welcome.
I forced it. What do you mean you're welcome?
No, you're welcome that we made the time.
I love you very much, and I got you drunk, so you're welcome as well.
As a two-way street.
It's there's more often than not that I had to carry you drunk than not. This is the least we can. No, all bullshit. She's also made sure I made it to multiple doctor's appointments that I should not have been by myself.
You're welcome.
Yeah, equal. This is friendship, motherfucker. But guys, this is a labor of love. So if you are enjoying what we're doing, make sure that you like, subscribe, share. Follow us at Instagram is at bourbon_and _BS because I'm not allowed to curse on Instagram and monetize. Yeah, if you say the wrong things, you will be at the bottom of the algorithm. You will get canceled. Follow us on TikTok where we make random drink videos, drinks for my fiance, and just random drinks that I think are funny and stupid things that I find online that I think are comical, like day drinking. Don't mind me. I have a
day drinking is bomb.
It's bomb, but you have a work from home job. It's complicated. Yeah. Let's not do that. Subscribe to the Patreon. Notes will be in the show notes and anything. Make sure that you are supporting the people who support us at Big Bang Boom Collective and Aurora Fable and all of the
voice.
Yeah, her voice alone should. I don't know why you're fucking listening to me. Let's go back to the commercial. Go back to the commercial.
Yes.
At Midnight Fables Cabaret, she has been fantastic. Love everything that she's been doing. And if you have not gone to Burlesque show because you're confused and scared, fucking be an adult and just go and watch some tassels and pasties and some randomness, and it's a fucking fantastic show. It's artwork in its best form, and people are having so much fucking fun. Let them know Bourbon and BullSh sent you. Guys, share, give a 5-star review, do all the things, support the algorithms.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Like, share, and subscribe. Amanda, you want to do it for us? Like, share, and subscribe? Go ahead.
Like, share, and subscribe for more.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and use her voice as the outro from here on out. Guys, thanks as always. Take care. And don't text your fucking ex. Don't do it. And avoid Amazon one-click buy. Don't drink and drive. Bye. Hey guys, today's episode was brought to you by Burn, Termite, and Pest Control. I first met Joe Byrne on Full Frontal Nerdity Show and decided to give his company a try. They have been the best pest service I've ever had, from flexible scheduling, attention to detail, fair pricing, and everything you love about a small business. I highly recommend Joe Byrne and Burn, Termite, and Pest Control. It's a family-owned and operated business with over 30 years of experience in termite and pest. You can reach Burn, Termite, and Pest Control at 321-297-7985. Once again, 321-297-7985. And let them know Bourbon and BullSh sent you. Thanks, guys. See you next time.